Hello everyone, welcome to the last round of the 2017 Altibox Norway Chess Tournament, led by Levon Aronian. Nils Grandelius, do you believe he will win the tournament?
Yes. That's it.
Alright, let's go home. Levon will win.
But there might be a lot of excitement, or there will be for sure.
Wow. Promising it. Let's have a look at who is playing whom. What have I done here? Kayakin versus MVL. Both not in the greatest of shapes. Kayakin lost a strange game to Magnus yesterday. MVL won a strange game against Kramnik. Who do you expect to win this game?
Probably no one, I guess.
Draw.
I guess draw, yeah. But it has some potential for example, to be a very, very sharp night, or where anything can happen, of course.
Fabiano Caruana was insulted, of course, playfully by our boy Anish Giri yesterday. Anish said if they changed the stalemate rules, Fabiano would have to stop being an accountant and become a chess player. I'm paraphrasing. Do you think he will try to be a chess player today and defeat Hikaru Nakamura?
He will certainly do his best. I mean, lots of prestige. Even though for the tournament, Caruana doesn't really have too much to fight for, I guess.
No, but Nakamura does.
Nakamura does, and Caruana has his honor, which is very, very important as well. So he will push very hard, and we will see.
Not just his honor, there is also the always present narrative that Caruana could qualify by rating for the candidates.
Ah, that's right.
Wesley So, Caruana and Kramnik are the three frontrunners there, and every game they play matters a lot because there's two people that qualify for the candidates by average rating through all of 2017. I believe currently Wesley So and Caruana are in front, but this could change. So every game is important for him. Speaking of Wesley So, 8 draws so far, perfect result against Levon Aronian, who won 3 games, didn't lose any. What do you got?
Wesley will push a bit, I guess, but I mean, for him it would be nice to finish with a win, of course. Ending up on +1.
Good point.
Would be a very nice result.
Because +1 tends to be better than 50%.
Yeah, +1 is a lot better. Then you actually show that you can win a game. On the other hand, if he loses, -1 is much worse than 50%, of course.
Right.
Of course, it's nice to be undefeated.
So he has to consider all these factors,
yes.
Choosing how pushy he wants to get. I would, well, it's easy to predict a draw in every game, as I've done for a long time.
Yes, that's the thing, yeah. I mean, he can push, but it might not change it at all. It might still be a very solid game if Levon chooses to play.
These things can happen.
Yeah.
Kramnik Giri.
Kramnik will push. He will be very eager for revenge. Might backfire, though.
And Kramnik, I believe, has a 6-0 score against Anish Giri. Has won a lot of games against Anish.
Ah. So then he must be the favorite.
Yeah, but
still, I wouldn't rule out. I mean, at some point, Anish also has to win a game against Kramnik, right?
I don't know if that has to be the case, but yes, most of Kramnik's wins were, of course, against a much younger Anish Giri.
Yes,
but Anish has struggled against.
Again, I can offer you this bet of if you take draw, I take the other 2 results.
Wow. I haven't done the math on that. I think normally it's like maybe in an average game 45% drawing chance, that neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
Then 30% white win. And whatever is left.
25 sounds like. But
yeah, I don't know.
Sounds a bit high,
correct.
yeah?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe drawing chances are higher. Anyway, Vachier-Lagrave versus Magnus Carlsen. I predict a draw.
I predict a fairly solid draw, yeah.
Magnus, of course, -1, not a great result for him.
But much better
but
than
better
-2.
than -2.
Yeah, but it also, yeah, he seemed quite relieved. He had some statement that if I don't lose tomorrow, at least I will probably not finish last. So felt like he wanted to really avoid becoming last.
Understandably, no?
Understandably, and I mean, number 7 or number 5 is maybe not that important, but to become last, that's really...
He does want to be last to show up at the board, apparently. Well, we see Vachier-Lagrave waiting for him.
As usual.
I'm not sure. There's also lots of media attention for him, of course, so maybe he's just fighting off journalists. Little kids trying to get his autograph.
Could be.
Vichy looks cool, calm, and collected. What's Vichy gonna do? Play some solid gioco piano?
I think so, yeah. But in fact, he might put pressure there. Kramnik was much better after the opening.
Kramnik mentioned that to him it's clear or obvious that Magnus's black openings are not, or his openings in general, but especially his openings with black, are not in great shape at the moment. We'll see if today he can hold against Vachier-Anand's serve, who has defeated him in Norway Chess 2 years ago with the white pieces.
Yeah, and has defeated him a couple of times with the white pieces, right? I mean, he definitely has potential.
Then again,
on the other hand, yeah, I mean,
they played 2 World Championship matches in which Vichy won a total of 1 game, is that correct?
I think so.
So it's not like he's winning every game against Magnus either. 1 e4 on the board, played by the celebrity that passed by. I didn't see him. You're not that familiar with Norwegian celebrities?
I'm not very familiar. No, I think I wouldn't be familiar even with Swedish celebrities of that kind, but definitely not Norwegians.
Who are the biggest Swedish celebrities? As we see 1 e4 and Magnus is making some gesture like, I'll touch all my pieces probably.
Yeah.
What's he gonna play?
E5 he would play.
Think e5?
Yes. What else?
I don't know. Let's see if he manages to touch all his pieces. Yes.
Likely.
And there he goes, e4, e5.
Because he's been really, really consistent, right?
Against the top players, yes. Against slightly weaker, he will play g6.
Anything,
And
course,
sometimes against Fabiano, he will play the Scandinavian. But in general, yeah.
Against Fabiano, yeah.
He has played e5.
Now bishop c4 will be played, right?
That's a big question. Because bishop b5, you want to be very solid. That's a little move too. But everybody's just playing bishop c4.
It's fresher.
Yeah, it seems like people have just done their homework in this.
Okay, both moves have been known for 500 years, but at the moment bishop c4 looks a bit fresher.
Yeah, and Vichy has mentioned that they gave up too early in bishop c4 and that the engines have really revitalized that move, because 10 years ago or 15 years ago everybody thought bishop c4 is just a boring line where black just plays a6, d6, bishop a7, castles, h6, rook e8, bishop e6, you exchange all the bishops and you make a draw. But it's no longer that easy.
No longer that easy, because it's not a draw anymore when you exchanged off everything.
Yeah, and it's also not, sometimes not even that easy to exchange everything.
Yes,
all kinds of branches
true.
have appeared. Bishop g5, it's early a4.
Yes.
We'll get the chance to talk plenty about the Italian, but Vladimir Kramnik is not in the mood for an Italian discussion today, and he's
but
going...
probably he wouldn't get it, yeah? That might be...
Anish might play e4, c5, that is true.
He has been quite consistent with the Sicilian lately, right?
Yes, and Kramnik has shown his hand already against the Sicilian in this tournament where he played 1 game with e4, c5. What did he do? Some goofy move or the knight c3, knight f6, d4, cd, queen d4. Got a good position against Nakamura.
But it's the kind of one-trick pony, yeah?
Right.
It's just for a game and that's it.
So today he felt like going back to his first love, one knight f3.
Yes.
When I was a young man, we had these books opening for white according to Kramnik with one knight f3.
That's right, Kalifman books. Yeah?
Yes.
Even I read some of them, I think.
And interestingly enough, because I just did a video series that is called, I'm not sure if that's literally the title, but How to Meet All the Nonsense with black after knight f3, d5, d4, knight f6. I covered the move e3 in some detail, and I recommend the move c5. But Anish Giri decides to play the same move that Sergei Kayakin played in the World Championship match, where I think he also played e6 against Magnus.
Okay. I actually don't remember the exact move order, but...
It doesn't matter so much, but yeah.
Something like this.
They got something like this, and I thought Magnus got a little something out of the opening, or a playable position at least, and then, of course, infamously went on to lose that game.
Yes. That's right. So, why do you start with e6 instead of c5?
I don't know. I recommended starting with c5.
You simply don't, yeah?
Because I thought especially if white wants to play with b3, there's no need to play with e6.
You can develop your bishop.
Whatever, play something like this, and now bishop f5 or bishop g4, and you're in good shape.
Yes, very solid.
But I'm sure Anish has his reasons.
Start with e6.
Yeah.
I mean, after c5, there is, I guess, the move c4, but...
No, c4 is bad. You're going to have to watch my series for all the details.
It's bad. Sorry.
But the point is that here black goes g6
here
without knight c6. And this is a very good position for me.
This is very nice, yeah?
Yes.
So can you explain why he started with e6?
I cannot.
It's simply worse.
I don't know. According to me, and
You think he didn't have time to watch your series, or?
sometimes if you're surprised by this, you're a little scared of allowing d takes c5.
Could be, yeah.
And you're not 100% sure will you get your pawn back, which you will after e6.
Did you say that Anish was surprised after 3 moves?
I doubt it.
Me too. I mean, I strongly doubt it. No, it's very subtle, but not clear. Exactly what's going on. But now we have reached an interesting position, yeah? In the game.
After bishop d3, c5, he went castles, not committing to b3 or c3 yet.
But
Normally
here,
people choose either of those moves.
one of those two. Because here I thought black would play c4, right?
Looks
Doesn't it look like a very decent move?
an obvious critical test.
Yes. Because normally you want the bishop to go back on c2, of course, after c4. And then try to break with e4.
Yeah, I'm even wondering. I don't know, obviously Kramnik has a point, but this is very fresh territory if you could just start grabbing space on the queen side here. b5, bishop b7.
Yeah, even knight c6, not clear which. Is it b5 first? Probably it is.
I have no idea. But yeah, c4, interesting move ordered by Kramnik.
Very interesting, allowing c4.
And let's go to shark-infested waters. Over to you, because I don't know much on the bishop g5 neither.
Yeah. I myself a so sim player. I seem to be the only one nowadays. So... But it's very, I mean, noteworthy that he doesn't play h6 first, right? It has really been by far the main move. Last couple of months. The delayed post on pawn.
Yeah, I'm not even an expert on the reasons. I never fully understood that they started doing this and not queen b6 immediately. Is queen d3, as we've seen in the game, one reason? Is this less good with h6, bishop h4 included?
Assumably, yeah.
I honestly
you
don't know.
have more options, right? I'm not sure exactly.
Queen d3, I do know. Go ahead.
No, I'm not sure. No, go ahead, you.
Queen d3, I do know that this move had a brief spurt of popularity, I think. The Azeri players used to play it, Rajabov had some nice games. And at some point the narrative was, okay, this has now been analyzed until a draw, so people stop playing it. But that's often the narrative in these very sharp lines, and then someone comes up with a fresh idea. The discussion restarts.
Yes.
But that is all I know. The main position is with the queen on d2, not on d3, of course.
But yeah, they started to play with h6 almost exclusively, right? Can't quite remember when I last saw a game with the queen b6 immediately.
I don't think that's true, but h6, yeah, has been much more popular.
But that guy already had some losses against Fabi and against some other guys.
Yeah, this is the
lately,
trendy one.
yeah. Very sharp. And very interesting. But of course, queen b6 should be... It all just felt like a very memory-dependent drawing try for black.
Beautiful.
Generally. Yeah, if you so wish, yeah, then it's decent. Because it's still in great shape, right? Queen b6, as far as I know.
We'll find out. Maybe today we will see why the experts have been avoiding it.
Okay, there were some games actually in the European individual. Areshenko, of course, who plays the knight in every game, all the time. Had a couple of games in bishop g5, queen b6. I think he was fine in most of them. So yeah, as far as I know, nothing particular has happened that should frighten black.
Yeah, no one told me if there is any refutation of queen b6 that people are aware of. Let's see what happens today. Takes, bishop e2. And I'm guessing they are blitzing out moves going... Oops, not. We'll get that to this position. Less exciting. Going down theory lane here. Queen to a5. Bishop to d2. Queen to c7 and g4. All of this, I have the feeling, has been seen before. Once again. Disclaimer, not an expert. Maybe Fabi got his feelings hurt by Anish's harsh words. Let's find Fabi. Where is Fabi? He's gone.
Is he gone?
No Fabi for you. I can click on all kinds of things.
There he is, yeah.
There he is. Maybe he did get his feelings hurt by Anish's words and thought, I will show you what an accountant I am, and tried to checkmate Hikaru. There is also the narrative that Fabi at some point had a horrible, horrible score against the Najdorf. He's claiming it's less horrible now. I still think it's horrible, even though he won a couple games. At some point it was something like 8 out of 27 in classical games.
But it was, in this English attack and h3 system mostly. Since he switched to bishop g5, he had kind of decent results, I thought.
He won the last theory battle against Hikaru that you mentioned in London. Let's see how this one goes. G4, H6. Has this... Maybe we're going to have to ask the chat if there's any resident Najdorfians there that can fill us in. It seems like this is still the main line. Yeah, I can see here. I'm checking the Chess24 base. Some Rauf Mamedov Jobava game, for example, has been played here.
Looked very forcing, yeah. This game actually I saw.
G4, H6, Rook G1 on the board.
Incredibly sharp stuff, yeah.
Oof. Is this the sharpest position we've seen all tournament, at least? Theoretical position.
Sharpest here, yeah, theoretical, probably yes.
So what is going on? Why is the pawn down? But he's trying to make something happen.
Yeah, he's trying to attack the black king. Oh. Also, a pawn is not that much in such position, yeah. I would say it's much worse, positionally speaking. Like the knight, if the knight, let's say, emerges on e5, and so on.
How do you get it there?
Yeah, that's the problem. You cannot. Yeah, on knight c6 you always takes, and then you, I guess, play g5 and open up. Basically, black can never really hide his king ever.
That's the problem, right? The king won't make it here.
And even if it does, I mean, it's an open b file and so on.
It shall get checkmated.
So g4 even before black has castled, because there simply isn't any other way for black. Let's see.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out if 15 Rook G1 is a new move here, because it seems like people were playing different stuff. Queen H3,
Queen H3 was
G5 maybe, no?
Was the Mamedov Jobava game, right?
That's the feeling
Which actually looked more or less forced, as it often does.
Yeah, that was, I believe, one of the forced draws that exist in this line.
Yes.
And there's also games with E5, more insanity.
Even more insanity.
D takes E5, and I guess Queen G6 check. I'm cheating a bit here. I'm just trying to figure out what's happening. But yeah, all of these lines, as far as I recall, were supposed to lead to more or less forced draws. So Fabi has dug deep and come up with a less forcing move, Rook G1, trying to keep the game going.
Still probably very forcing, but but less forcing than the others.
Could you explain everything about this position, please?
No, but okay, white wants to play g5, I guess, and the g7 pawn will be very weak.
But why not start with g5 then?
Because you want to recapture with rook, I guess. Well, the problem is what is black going to do long term? I mean,
I guess develop, no? Knight c6, bishop d7, then knight c6.
Yeah, but so let's see. Knight c6 I will always have to take, otherwise the knight comes to e5. So takes.
I'm not sure how I take.
I thought with the pawn, but maybe the queen is possible as well.
Those are the options. Let's say pawn.
G5?
Well, it feels a bit passive, yeah. G5,
I mean, takes. You can take on h2 maybe, but feels very dangerous, no?
I agree.
I mean, at some point here we will also throw in e5, and it will be very sad for the black king. I'm not sure.
Yeah, somehow this knight c6, bc6 feels a bit scary also.
Yeah. Maybe you can play
can
bishop.
Go g5?
You can go g5 also possibly. But then e5 might gain in strength, yeah?
Yeah.
Takes, queen g6, king.
Oof, very scary.
Yes.
Rook f1.
Yeah, king f8 is probably just too much, yeah. After rook g1, you want to take on d4, right?
I don't know.
But now, I mean, something like knight d4.
I have a feeling this will not end well.
Yeah, it should be mate, right?
Yep. Knight e4, knight d5 looks tempting.
I mean, you want to play bishop b4 as well, but
Yes.
here knight bd7, and I mean, even bishop takes g5 should be.
Whoa!
I mean, takes, and knight takes. Mate.
Can you do that?
Knight e5, rook takes f6. Maybe I'm just a rook down after king g8. Yeah, it's not yet.
Poor Fabi.
Rook down.
But this position.
But g5 looks like madness. Yeah, it looks like you're getting the e5 lines in a much improved version.
Yeah, and we can see Hikaru. Well, this is not Hikaru, but we can probably find Hikaru as well.
Not Fabi.
He's in deep thought, and of course these guys to some extent have to trust themselves that when they're faced with a novelty that they will find their way through it, but it's not a pleasant feeling.
It's very unpleasant, especially in such a position, because also you don't know, is it a bluff, rook g1, is it a semi-bluff, or is it simply a very good move?
Well, I think you kind of know this is not winning, because they all have super powerful computer equipment nowadays and have run all these positions through it. And the computer would probably yell, okay, rook g1.
I mean, it's not winning immediately, but let's say you make a couple of good moves, you end up in a very unclear position where you have to play a lot of... I mean, it might be better for white, no? It's not impossible.
It's not impossible. I would doubt it. I would
also
think
doubt
this is a one-game try, but a dangerous one.
Yeah, but you're never sure. You would assume so.
And good news for you, you don't know that you're in for a treat yet, but Pramod NVS is back in the chat, and he has a lot of very wise questions normally. So Pramod, if you have any questions for Nils Grandelius, feel free to ask them at any point in time.
But we are expecting Naka to think for a long time here, right?
He's doing this thing that I always do, that you don't look at the board when you're dealing with a novelty, because you are half trying to remember what's going on, and you're also trying to give the impression that you're trying to remember what's going on.
Yes, that's right.
But yeah, I think rook g1 put him out of book, and it's probably not... Well, it hasn't been played, it's a novelty. Probably not the move the computer endorses. So he's gonna spend half an hour here and try to figure out what's going on.
Yes.
And then play bishop d7 or knight c6.
Yeah, bishop d7 is also possible, yeah. But yeah, I would be...
And we're back.
But it's fun, yeah? It's very fun.
I don't know. Is this your definition of fun? Sitting there suffering after rook g1? It's like torture.
I mean, really, you're kind of challenging. You're getting challenged in the most challenging way, or how to say, like here you really have to perform well in order to survive.
Right. All right. Let's conclude our tour through the openings of the day. And Wesley So live on Aronian. No huge surprise. One of the most solid lines.
Yes.
From both sides, really. The bishop f4, queen's gambit. Here, c5 or a3 have established themselves as the main lines. And after c5, Levon has been doing well, just playing c6, followed by b6, a5, h6, bishop a6. He's been defending this position.
Yes, very solidly.
After a3, the common thinking is that black gets away with accepting this isolated pawn, even exchanging some pieces, but freeing his position. Knight goes to c5, the bishop goes to f6, the other bishop either goes to d4, g4, or in some lines e6 or f5. Black was normally in time to equalize here with precise play. Let's see if Wesley can challenge that. Bishop e5, I've had this position. Bishop f6, here there's two main tries, bishop e2 and bishop takes f6. None of those are supposed to give you much, but Wesley, I think, in the past already has played this, takes, queen d4. when, once again, black faces a choice. Queen takes d4, knight d4 is what white wants, but at the highest level, even this position, bishop d7, I think is supposed to be quite drawish. You go knight e6, you exchange a bunch of rooks on the c-file. I think you're supposed to hold this, but when I was a young man studying this position, we thought queen e7 was interesting here, and queen d6 was interesting.
Okay.
That's all I know.
That's all you know, but he played queen e7.
So maybe he knows more than me. Or he
Well,
was the same. When he was a
yeah.
young man studying this, he also thought queen e7 was interesting.
But queen d4 is still the main try, or?
No, nowadays
Together
I
with bishop
think
e2.
bishop e2 is slightly more popular than takes and queen d4.
Yes.
I'm trying to recall when I was a young man, like your age, this was a topical line. Bishop d3, knight b3, bishop h7.
Ah, some sharp stuff.
Well, it's cheapos.
Yes, but after bishop h7 you cannot play king h8. Or?
Yes, you can.
You have to
And
maybe.
stuff got sharp. I think you take knight a1, queen h5.
Bishop g4, I guess.
Bishop g4, I guess I also take.
And now if I take you knight g5 and some mate.
Some attacking chances.
Attacking chances.
Yes.
Maybe mate.
Maybe mate.
Probably.
So instead of knight takes a1, you were supposed to go here. Were you?
Queen h5?
This doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
Maybe you were supposed to play bishop g4. Could it be?
No.
Okay. Ah, the knight. Oops.
I can't remember.
Very sharp.
Very sharp. But I do vaguely recall that bishop d3 was a move.
But
Of course, black is not forced to
yes,
play knight
you
b3.
can play some normal move as well.
Rook d8 or whatever you want. And Wesley plays rook d1, not messing around with his knight fork.
Sure.
When...
Do you think he's still in book?
Yes, of course.
He must be, yeah. Then why is he spending so much time?
Just making sure he remembers correctly.
Yeah, because he's the one of the guys who spends a bit more time, right? Generally.
Yes.
Whereas Levan is normally playing very, very fast when he knows it.
Yeah, but Levon, of course, the tournament leader, half a point ahead of Nakamura, will be in no mood for adventures today either. He just wants to play very safely, make a draw and see. Trust Fabiano that Fabiano won't lose with the white pieces.
Which is not impossible judging by the opening, but of course unlikely.
I'm not sure how many more tales of my childhood you want to hear. But I have a feeling when I was a young man that we were discussing stuff like this. Takes is probably too much. Bishop c2, rook d8, and black gets very active.
Yes. But you're threatening bishop c2, right?
Yes. I would like to play that.
So how do you defend?
I can't remember. b4 maybe? Looks like a move.
Looks like it's getting sharp now, no?
Could be. I'm not sure if bishop f5 has to be played. There's also the plan of playing rook d8 and then follow up with knight e6 with the queen here. Either force white into mass exchanges or, yeah, just create counterplay. But there is still play, yes.
Of course. I saw that white won some games recently. This line is dry, but it's not at all a draw immediately.
No, it's typical Wesley line where white normally has zero risk and black has to be quite precise to show what he's doing.
Yes.
And then
Definitely.
black might equalize.
But surprisingly, he's thinking for quite a while now, Levan.
Rook d1, yeah, maybe rook d1 came as a surprise. Even though it's a natural enough move.
Sounds very natural. It seems very natural.
Yep. My knowledge of events ends here. We will keep you posted, but if Levan is out of book, yeah, he could be in for a longer session.
Definitely.
Anish Giri has accepted Kramnik's challenge. And yeah, this is the consistent move here.
C4, definitely. But surprisingly, he's spending time. Maybe trying to remember.
Which guy?
Kramnik.
Bloody. Yeah.
Big blood. Because you don't play castle and allow C4 and then have no idea what to do against it. That's very strange, right?
Kramnik rarely has no idea. Yeah, it's a bit surprising.
Yes. I mean, he couldn't have been thinking that Anish wouldn't dare to play c4, right? Makes no sense.
No, Anish is extremely principled in the opening.
Yeah. Oh, it's surprising, yeah?
It's a double-edged position, yeah? You more often see this stuff with colors reversed.
Something like
where
this.
white grabs the space.
But the theoretical verdict
And
is
black
that
plays these plans.
black is really doing fine here, yeah?
I don't know, is there any theory on this?
Maybe there's no theory at all. I mean, as you were the one who mentioned that they normally play c3 or b3,
right.
The move before. Should indicate that otherwise castling would be a better move, I guess, more flexible. If
yeah,
c4
the
was
thing
not
is, I believe his point could be, if white goes c3 here,
yes.
The best setup is supposed to be to play without knight c6. Let's say b6 castles, however you do it. Bishop e7, knight bd2 castles, or bishop b7 first. And my line says knight goes here.
Yes.
Therefore, probably his point is after castles, if you play knight c6, now he wants to play c3.
Yes.
And you get the semi-Slava tempo up, which is playable.
And if you play, let's say b6, you play b3 here.
I would guess after b6, yeah, now white has more options. I don't know if c4 is a move, but b3 looks quite logical.
b3 makes sense. So I mean there is some merits of the white move order.
I'm sure there is. Let's switch to Vichy.
Yeah, we haven't looked.
Magnus, we've only seen the first 3 moves maybe?
Yes.
And it's the good old Giocopiano. Magnus has really not changed his approach. He's going d6, a6, bishop a7 every game.
Again, yeah.
He's not willing to switch the topic of conversation.
But if I recall correctly, he played knight e7 here last game, right?
Yes, and he got in trouble against
He
Kramnik.
got into trouble, yeah. Knight e7
How do
is...
they play this nowadays? Knight bd2, c6, and Kramnik played bishop d3.
Exactly. So here instead he goes for h6. Which is a less ambitious plan, I guess.
Yeah, we were expertly explaining that there's always these 2 plans, knight e7, knight g6, where you don't go h6, or you go h6, which is normally combined with either bishop e6 directly, or rook e8, followed by bishop e6.
Yes.
In this game, he went here directly.
But bishop e6 immediately is still the more ambitious way, rather than rook e8, bishop e6, I guess.
Well, it allows white to take, and this structure, I don't know, I've never been a fan of these double pawns.
Yes.
It's a little risky strategically.
Exactly. But on the other hand, you have more play, yeah? You have the rook, you have the f-file. Pawn is already on h3.
Yeah, but nowadays they're so well versed in all these plans that somehow you never see black getting a devastating attack anymore, like putting the knight on f4.
Yeah, like they did in the good old days, yeah?
Yeah.
But here... he played b4, but he played it also quite quickly, so... Because I was wondering whether immediately knight f1, bishop e3 looked more...
I'm pretty sure they've played this.
Yes.
Fairly sure we've seen games. And
but if white managed to just, let's say, trade the bishops off, put the knight on g3, he's just better, right? It's very comfortable for white.
At least, yeah, it's slightly unplayable.
I saw a game from the European with my good friend David Howell beating Baliavsky with white in something very similar. He just traded the bishops, pushed d4, and it was a nightmare. I mean, very depressing for black. So normally you would like to create something faster, right? I thought. That was always my understanding, but...
I'm trying to recall what they were playing here, because I'm pretty sure there's been many games in this position.
Sure.
Maybe knight h5 directly, bishop e3 and takes. This could have been... There was some game, Vichy against Kramnik, for example, where they played even fe in this position.
But should be not very critical, right?
No, but this, I think, was played. Good, in order to avoid the knight getting here.
Yes. But is b4... But b4 also, I mean, should have been played, right?
I'm sure it's all been done by now. But it still always looks fresh to me, because there's always like slight differences, and I can never figure out which
and
one.
even if it's not a slight difference, you assume it's a slight different. difference, and it's kind of fresh anyway.
So b4, I always like this move. You grab space, you create the idea of b5, as we shall see. You also clear the second rank for the rook to come in as a defender.
Sure. I mean, long term, your idea is to advance on the queen side, right? The main strategic idea, I guess.
I don't know. Knight goes to c4, not f1. Now b5 probably is a threat. b5 intending.
Yes, maybe you should show why it's not immediately a threat.
Okay.
Because you can take.
I don't know. I was guessing.
But maybe it's maybe not that clear.
Sure.
Because you can take on c. But this looks quite promising for black after knight to 4, right?
Double-edged at least.
Yes. But maybe both edges against white.
Yep. One edge, two edge.
Yes.
Knight c4. Vichy still in book here would
Yes.
be my best
Yes, definitely.
guess. b5 played by Magnus.
He has to stop b5, I guess.
Yeah, why not? And bishop to b6.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back. My apologies. A lot of grasses flying. Whatever. Grasses flying? I don't know. I have a feeling I'm having some allergies. Normally, I'm not highly allergic to anything, but something's in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just chess. Too much chess.
Too much chess. Can it ever be too much?
Yes.
Yes, actually, I have to agree on that point.
Really? I thought...
I mean, it happens very rarely, but can be. Can
Okay.
be. I've tried it. Yeah.
You've tried too much chess?
Yeah.
What happened? Did you have a chess burnout?
I grew slightly tired of it for a couple of hours.
Oof, strong words coming from you.
Yes. So I've tried it. So bishop b6.
Yeah.
Somehow for me it always
Trying
felt a
to
bit
rook
strange.
a5.
With the knight there on h5 to play knight a3 that early with the bishop on c1, but I guess after knight f4 you play. Okay, first of all it's white to move.
Yes. Worst case scenario, you can go knight g4 and bishop e3.
You can, yeah.
It looks a little artificial.
You can also trade and give up the a file, but not clear why. Yeah? To ease up on the pressure on the f file, but without the a file, you shouldn't have anything, right?
I don't understand these positions. I'm always worried about the long-term problems these guys pose when white manages either to open up the position with d4 or to exchange a bunch of pieces. I understand they control some nice central squares, but they're also targets in the future.
Definitely. What happens if you start the jumping business? Knight g4?
Yeah, I wasn't sure where the queen goes. Let's say here.
Yeah, then I go knight h4. I mean, I just want to... Now I take was my big point. Bishop takes h6.
Oh!
Buka!
I do not see such tricks normally.
No, but I mean, I was thinking even if you go queen e8 instead, after queen g6, knight h4. Even
then
then,
here you still take.
I still take, yeah. And queen g6, I was thinking it's maybe not ridiculous to. Probably this. I was about to say that it's maybe not ridiculous to take anyway, but.
But you changed your mind?
I think I changed my. I mean, but here, no, sorry. Here I take on b5. Take on a8 and then I take on h6. And then it's collapse, right?
Whoa. Take everything
Yes.
and you win material.
Yeah, now maybe even with knight, but let's say bishop. This just wins, yeah?
Knight takes, I'm not sure.
Yeah, sure.
Even this line we have to go all the way, but I do agree that it looks...
Queen g4 I think I start with.
that's a nice little move. Maybe king h7, but then you take.
I think I will have enough of an attack.
You like your chances.
Knight 6 f5 looks decent, and queen g6.
Checkmate.
So I mean, it's is knight g4 a trick or is it a tactic? That's the thing, yeah.
Okay,
You should go back.
probably go here now that I know all your dirty tricks.
I want to somehow push, but not so easy. But this feels already like an achievement, right?
Well, you can still go bishop e3.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe queen b3 is a bit sad because I might need my queen. The problem is I cannot play d4 because you take and b4 is always hanging, right?
Yeah, that's another discussion if at some point you can just ignore that, but here, probably not yet. I wasn't sure if this is
Bishop.
possible.
I mean, we could also get this. Yeah, also this is interesting. Saying also at some point you can take on b5, take on a8 and go for the save.
Right.
Your rook will not be hanging. I mean, a lot of small tactics for white that you can consider.
Yeah, Magnus took a bit of time at least to play bishop b6,
Yes.
so it's not clear if he's still in book here. The problem with all these Italian slightly changing the move order and so on, it's so confusing. It's not like you memorize a subset of variations and then you set. It's a lot of small subtleties to take into
I mean,
account.
there are too many subtleties to be able to remember them, let's say.
Yes.
You have to understand them rather than remember.
Oof, yeah, it's very unfair.
So, like, that's why they are spending some time.
The one game we have not visited at all yet is the Vice World Champion, Mr. Sergei Karyakin, against Maxime-Vachier-Lagrave, the French #1. And it's a Najdorf. But a quietish Najdorf. This G3 line.
Yes. Definitely one of the main tries lately.
Hard to argue with that. In
Yeah, I
the
think it's
wake of H3, where
Is
they
it-
played all kinds of G3-ish positions.
Yes.
They thought, why all the gibberish? Let's just play G3.
Exactly. It's the second most popular move nowadays, right? After bishop g5.
I don't know. H3 is up there, F3, bishop E3, bishop G5. But yeah, you see a lot of G3 at
You
the
see a
highest
lot
level.
of g3. I mean, especially at the highest level. And let's say our level, I think the others are still...
Anish played some G3 himself.
He played, yeah. I remember.
I was taught that generally the white plan is to go H3, G4. But nowadays black after H3 normally goes H5.
And he has a decent version.
So in this game we see an alternative idea for white, which is to go for this knight d5 to clear space
Yes.
for this knight. Knight bd7, knight c3. I have a feeling I've seen all this before.
Yeah, sure.
Some game. Even Carlsen Grishuk maybe? Takes, bishop g5. And Maxime interestingly castles. Obviously after h6, white wants to take on f6. And Maxime says, I'm not gonna give you that
Here
tempo.
maybe
Here,
a4, b4, a5 is some line.
Right.
I thought. Or some trick even, maybe.
This is a powerful pawn.
Very powerful.
So castles, and Karyakin goes for
But you
ruining the black pawn structure?
But you don't really want to take, right?
I don't know, I was
I
gonna
mean,
ask.
it would be great if black had to take back with the pawn, but if I take with the queen,
Looks solid for black.
although you would like your king on e7 here, it should still be solid, I guess.
Looks, yeah. Black doesn't really have bad pieces, and no targets d5 is
Yeah,
covered.
it's
The king
very
will
difficult to attack this. And also you have, I think, quite serious counterplay with b4, a5. I mean, even without the queens, this is some serious counterplay, definitely.
I agree.
So that's not the idea. But then queen f3 if the idea is not to take on f6.
What is it? Karyakin spending time. I don't know what surprised him.
Yeah, not clear.
Maybe castles.
Maybe castles. Maybe, I'm not sure if Maxime always plays bishop e7, bishop g2, b5 against...
Okay, well, if you
G3.
play 6 g3, he always plays the knight of you went over the main lines.
Okay,
I'm
sure,
guessing.
sure. But he's normally quite... He sticks to his weapons, Maxime.
Yes.
Even within the knight of...
All right, enough of all the boring stuff. Let's go to
Let's go
Fabiano Nakamura.
Yes.
Fabiano Nakamura sounds confusing. Caruana Nakamura or Fabiano Hikaru?
Fabiano Hikaru.
Are you on a first name basis with all these players?
None of them, I guess.
None of them?
No, that's an exaggeration. No,
Even Maxime? You would call him Monsieur Vachier-Lagrave?
No, it's too long. I will say Maxime. Or MVL is possible also. Is that the first hand or?
I think you can call him MVL. I call him Maxi Boy because it sounds more condescending.
Maxi Boy.
Yes. But only to his face. behind his back I call him MVL.
I say it was shortest. Fabian Naka probably. Yeah.
But if
Very
you
lazy.
run into Hikaru, you wouldn't call him Naka.
No, I would not.
Well, Fabi you might call... I don't know. Do you call him Fabi?
I think I would call him Fabi.
Or Fab?
I would call Nakamura. No, Hikaru.
You call him Hikaru probably, no?
Probably Hikaru.
What's up, Nakamura? How you doing?
Nakamura.
Mr. Nakamura.
I don't know.
There are some other Hikaru Nakamuras out there, right?
There are, yeah?
I think I ran into some character called Hikaru Nakamura. Maybe it was a character on a TV show. I'm googling Hikaru Nakamura. It's a lot of the chess player.
Probably you will get a lot of the chess player then. Yeah.
Yes.
I remember there was a character called Hikaru, but it was a Go player, not a chess player.
See? Kamiya Hiroshi married to manga author Hikaru Nakamura.
Ah, manga author.
Yes.
Ah.
And I'm assuming that's a different Hikaru Nakamura. Anyway,
I'm
the
assuming-
Hikaru Nakamura, the chess player, has to answer some questions here. He played the move bishop d7.
Yes.
Also, yeah, very logical, trying to go knight c6 and then not having to recapture with the pawn.
Yes.
But Monsieur Fabiano Caruana
Takes.
takes.
So now you can take an h2, but you don't want to, right?
I'm not sure what I want.
I mean, you really want to play knight c6, I guess.
Let's try.
Should I take on g7 or should I take on c6? I guess take on g7, right?
Looks quite scary.
Because now, yeah, the bishop on e7 might be hanging.
If you try to run away.
If you try to, but now I will take on a6, I think, or
Oh!
maybe.
Oh!
I mean, it's some
Beautiful.
some stuff. But knight takes d4, eh? Not clear, because now the bishop is also hanging on e7.
This would work quite well.
Yeah.
But here, ugh.
I mean, I can take on e7. And, what's going on? You can take on h2 maybe. It's messy, yeah, but
You could say that.
I have a feeling it's okay for black, right?
I do not have
You
the slightest clue.
you don't even. Yeah, it's difficult to have a feeling. No, but I mean, it's an important question. I mean, should black defend or not defend g7?
And how do you do it? Rook h7? Maybe rook h7. Looks dumb.
Looks
but
very dumb.
if you
I mean,
don't
your intuition normally tells you not to defend, right?
my intuition always tells me to defend.
Even in such position. Yeah, maybe. Because it's not. I mean, this long castle is not clear. Always this queen takes a6 and.
That's an important theme here.
I'll
Still,
say
next move I want to go knight c6 now.
Okay, e5 must be also considered, I guess.
Takes.
Maybe I don't need to give the check immediately. Maybe knight f3 first. But knight c6. Check. King d8, maybe.
I'm not even sure if I can get away with this. But let's not push.
I mean,
that
after king
too hard.
d8, I have a possibility to play bishop e3. I was not sure.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if d8 is a better location than
Because
f8,
bishop e3, knight d4 now looks okay, but I mean, here it's okay, but next time it might not be.
It's razor sharp.
Not clear. Bishop f8 to protect looks incredibly dumb. Yeah. It has to be rook h7 or knight c6.
Or no, this is a bit much, maybe.
Short castle or king f8.
King f8 or short castle. I didn't even see that
Yeah,
was legal, but it also feels
they are
insanely
both,
dangerous.
Thing is, after let's say here,
Yes.
or maybe not, but I mean queen c4 also should exist as a move. It's I
Yeah.
mean, you don't think? I mean, let's say queen c4 that you take.
Even this
Takes-
looks very dangerous.
Even this looks like. I mean, now I take on b7. I think white should be just better, right?
Of course.
I mean, if you win back one pawn. without the knight.
That's a nice idea.
I mean, queen c4 exists in some ways at least. But castle in general is really, I mean, it's ridiculous. Of course.
For it, yeah.
I agree. The rook h7 maybe. Not so much the pawn, but the rook is very active on g7, creating a lot of threats.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like you need that pawn. But
Yes.
This dude. Ugh. Let's go to the Hikaru cam.
Yeah, rook h7. Rook g8 is just dumb, yeah? I mean, you want the rook active, I guess.
Rook h7 feels more natural
Yes,
somehow,
yes.
just to
Only if there is
keep
some kind of
control
like...
the h4.
I don't know, it doesn't work. But let's say e5 takes knight e4, something like this could be an argument for the rook.
Yeah, rook g8, you also
I
give
mean,
up the h3 square. Like
it's too much.
many
It's too much. Yeah. The rook h7 because e5 takes knight e4. It's too much here, I guess.
I do not have.
I mean, I strongly assume so.
Strong assumption.
And then again, yeah. I mean,
Who knows?
especially over the board. takes.
Gf rook g8 is a bit scary.
Yeah.
This you can take.
And here you're just better, yeah.
Yeah, this looks very dangerous once
Looks
again.
mating.
Looks kind of checkmatey.
Yeah. Let's see.
Just in case you're a Hikaru fan out there and panicking, don't panic yet. He will defend this position slightly better than I am. But
This
just to show you the
the dangers.
dangers.
Yeah. But I mean,
So
that's
how
the
do
thing.
we defend here?
Yeah. Okay, here you can move. I mean, you can play, let's say, rook h4 or rook takes h2 here as well.
Yep.
Maybe rook h4 to... I mean, now here maybe you can take on g7, but here you cannot.
That is correct.
So if you but if you take, yeah, it's very, very scary. Queen g6, king d8.
Still a mess here, but
I
at
mean,
some point we might run out of steam a bit. Knight f3, rook h6, or bishop e8 or something.
Yeah, the knight should be kept most likely. How?
I don't see it. Dreaming of queen f6.
Yeah, but too many problems. Yeah. Here it's okay maybe. I mean, and okay meaning that black is winning. I mean,
Yeah,
most
that's
cases.
the other thing. White does not exactly have a huge safety net here. If he doesn't break through, he can be a pawn down with 4 isolated pawns quite easily.
Yes. Okay, there is this kind of queen c4 to bail out, but it's not a universal solution.
Sharp stuff by Fabiano, but of course it doesn't feel like sharp stuff if you are still in book and you have to reproduce your computer.
Not. And I'm pretty sure he checked knight c6 and rook h7 and remembers it.
Obviously.
Yeah.
It's also pleasant to go around for a little walk, check out the other players' games while your opponent is sitting there stewing, trying to figure out what's going on. He already used all of his Red Bull. He only gets 1 per game from his sponsor Red Bull. So now that he had to drink it all, he's stuck to water for the rest of the game.
Yes.
And
water is not enough, I mean, in such a position.
No, in such a position you need stronger stuff than
and
water.
he doesn't drink a lot of coffee. So
Maybe sparkling water.
you can go for... Yeah. But, let's say rook h7, e5, then you need sparkling.
I would say that's a fair assessment of the position.
Yes. Okay.
We'll keep you posted.
Yeah, but very exciting stuff.
Extremely exciting. This is less exciting. Kayakin took on f6. We get this endgame.
Yes.
We believe MVL is fine.
Yes, but can you explain to me why white is fine?
No.
Because I feel that it's kind of the position where it can go downhill.
Yes, okay, let me try to be fine.
Okay, rook ac8. Rook c5, let's say, yeah. Rook fc8.
I'm gonna be in trouble here.
Yeah, d5 or even f5, yeah.
Okay.
You're at least slightly worse, I guess.
Yes, it's true.
At least, so...
So we have to do better. Some active moves?
Some active
This look normal,
this
but the
looks,
king is a
this
little
looks normal,
scary.
yeah, definitely. Because really, c2 is your main weakness, I guess.
Yep. F d8, maybe still b3 if Still, at some point I should play b3.
b3, king b2 is...
Yes.
Now if I play b4 and d5, I mean, I'm at least not better with black, I guess.
No.
You will trade too much. Yeah.
Probably draw, but black is not better.
Black is definitely not better. Okay, let's go back. I mean, because b3. Okay, rook a8 first. Let's say king b2, rook c6 or rook c5, rook c6. Now rook d2 or rook d3.
Yeah, I was wondering about this because if rook c8, I can even overprotect if I really want to.
Even such, let's say b4, a5. I mean, b4 followed by a5. I'm also not sure about knight e5. I mean, normally you don't want to play it, but...
Yeah, so far I've been rejecting it, but it's also...
Yeah, also not... let's say here rook c5, c3, or...
Still no threat, though.
Still no threat, but... Or even c4, I don't know, because... Let's say you played c4 instead. Just to show c4, a5, and now maybe f4. Could be...
Yeah, and then put the rooks here.
Because the knight, in fact, is quite passive on b6. So
feels like it should be dynamic égalité somehow. F display.
Possibly, yeah. But it's not like white is without counterplay here.
No, but it could still be trouble, no? Like, more I look at it.
Yeah, okay. You have a point.
Anyway, knight d5 normally is last resort.
But I'm not sure it's that bad, 95.
Yeah, but can't I do this?
Okay, if your knight comes to... I wanted a5, a4, but...
Yeah, I might be better at some point, no?
With a knight on e3, yeah, you're probably better.
This is the dream.
You're probably better. Also, it's incredible that I didn't manage to have my king on f8 here. To be able to play king e7. I needed one move at any moment. But even so, yeah, knight with a knight on e3.
If I get this, now I can start.
If your knight is on e3, yeah. I mean, that makes you wonder what happens here after 91, but...
So both sides are worse, we can conclude.
We can conclude. No, but... Okay, 91, d5, yeah.
Yeah, black... Maybe... sorry, long castles was the line, yeah? I was wondering if we can play for something like this, but it doesn't feel right. Who knows?
I mean, rook FD, but yeah, but maybe we are, exaggerating black's chances a bit. White should be fine.
Yes. Let's check in with the tournament leader, Dr. Levon Aronian. If you think I'm making up his doctor title, you're not wrong. I've done that for many years. But he's informed me he has an honorary doctor from a Armenian university. So we can now call him Dr. Levon Aronian. Not even a lie. What have these crazy kids done? Bishop f5 was played and Wesley played queen b4. Pinning the knight a5, queen c3. I'm guessing all of this is still knowledge. Knight e4, queen d4. He's triangulated this knight around.
Mm-hmm.
All very confusing.
But normally,
why is a5 so bad? Even if I were to go back, he does go back. He does go back, queen c3, knight e4, silent draw offer, and Wesley goes for queen e5. Continues the game.
Yeah, that's the thing. He goes for very dry positions, but he plays them for a win, yeah?
Well, sometimes.
Nah, most often.
Most of the time.
But here, does he have any reason at all?
I'm not sure. Looks like black won a lot of time. You better hurry to get your knight to d4. To shore up c2 square.
Knight f3?
That feels like the natural move, no?
Because also rook c2 and knight d4 doesn't seem to work.
Yep.
I mean, you would like some tricks there, but not enough.
They might not exist. So what else is there? You can play a move.
I mean, bishop g4, but the thing you run the risk though of having this safe king. I mean, this too safe king again.
Right.
Like let's say bishop g4, knight d4, take with the king.
And yeah, all of a sudden the white king is doing quite well in the center.
And the a5 pawn is beginning to look really dumb also, yeah.
Yeah, you're in such a position. I think you're a favorite to draw it, but of course Wesley would be quite happy.
Even with the king so active on e2, like a couple of squares ahead.
Jump.
But are you in time?
I don't know.
This we don't know. Uh-huh. Mm.
Let's see if we can do something else.
Something more...
Knight c5 is often a topic. Knight d4 covers a lot of squares though.
But knight a4 will... Let's say... I think you should go to g6, because f3 I think just helps white.
Yeah. Now I want to jump here or go here.
And castle, I mean, I really want to avoid castling with white. Okay, so let's say I castle.
Makes sense.
Knight a4,
rook d2.
knight b6. But it's beginning to feel like playing for tricks.
I'm not sure. But here it seems like white is stabilized. No, b3. Maybe.
b3, a4.
Yeah.
Takes. Ah, yeah. Just take
Good.
it. Yeah. Rook c. But
As usual, black should hold, but
here white is slightly
worse,
better.
yeah.
Slightly better. But so knight f3 is definitely.
Looks
I guess
like the logical
I assume
move.
he's considering bishop d3 instead. But
Yeah. I don't like
I
it.
mean, it's a move. But
Let's say knight d6.
yeah, now some kingy. But knight anyway wanted to go to d6. Just takes a knight c4, I guess.
Looks quite equal.
I take. King c3.
Try to use your king again.
I want to use my. I mean, I want, but I cannot. Yeah.
Not gonna be able to do it.
I wanted to play a4 or takes an a4, but in both cases, you have countermeasures. A4, rook d3.
Yeah, white is not better at the very least.
At the very least. So
to move.
So to move, and knight f3 are is the expected move.
Alright, there's that. And the Giri position is highly interesting. After a mere 9 moves, Anish once again delivers in the opening. And I mean this without any irony. After the opening, I think he's been the most interesting player to watch. Out of the opening, his opening play. He's been the most interesting player to watch. Always ideas with both colors.
Definitely.
Whoa, he's gone for knight c3 first of all. And Giri has not defended his pawn, but instead played this and this. Very weird pawn structure.
I guess after a6 he wanted to take and claim that he has an improved version.
Take what?
I take on c4, I thought. And takes
D6?
and some knight e5 and bishop f3 or something along those lines.
And act very quickly.
I'm not sure, I mean, claim that knight c3 is much more useful than a6.
Yeah, still a strange position. That's possible.
Possible, yeah, we don't know, of course. Let's see, guys.
We don't know much.
But this,
Highly committal, but if we can keep these guys alive,
I mean, the bishop on c1 is dead, yeah?
that is his point.
That is indeed. So you have to play something like with knight e5, bishop b5 check, a3, some combination of these moves, yeah? Let's see. I mean,
You start with this to
start
force
with
me
this.
to go this.
Yes.
95 maybe?
Knight e5.
Okay, it's not
Could I-
that much firepower, right? Whatever, we
You,
should
you can even
d6.
move the king, yeah? Now here,
Nice.
yeah, my point was to play something like knight c5 now. I mean, trying to create some threats.
Do you have some threats?
Well, if you play bishop c8,
bishop c8, AB, sorry.
yeah. But in any case, it's already a huge success.
Already. Troubles, yeah?
Okay, then you have to take one of my knights. But
Yeah, but I don't want to.
so I will,
No,
I will sacrifice later with e4. Yeah?
Gotcha.
But I was thinking, check. I mean, king e7 is a move as well. All right, or is it not? Is it a bit too much?
No, but it's at least some small concession. Yeah, I was trying to get
Definitely.
everything.
Definitely. Should we try to get something better for black, because this here I will play maybe e3, e4, give a pawn.
Maybe bishop d6 was not needed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, bishop a6 is also a
Try
move.
this. Very double-edged stuff.
I might take at some point on b4 as well.
Mr. Vladi has played knight e5 immediately. Did not even bother to include a3, a5. Plays knight e5. It changes a bit that this is not included, though.
Yes, bishop a6, for example, is less tempting.
That is true, but
Knight
bishop
b7.
b5 is also less tempting.
Because you have a6.
Yes.
Could his idea be to play a3 after knight bd7?
That could.
Then after a5 we avoided bishop a6.
Could be the case.
I'm working under the assumption that if you don't play a5, I'm always kind of better with white. Or happy at least. Which is not...
Let's keep working under that assumption.
I mean, I'm not sure it's right, but that's probably how you would reason.
Yeah, we're thinking about knight.
Yeah, exactly. It's something, and yeah, it's not clear. Also, of course. Also, yeah. First, I have to take.
If bishop takes, queen d4.
Queen d4. I wanted to try. Now I take. Now I'm very happy.
And you have every reason to be happy. It looks like.
Looks like I'm pawn up. I mean, you could have taken, I guess, on e5 instead of b4.
Yeah,
but I mean, you're not better. I mean,
no,
probably
I
you're
think you're
worse.
in trouble. b5.
Yeah, sure.
d4.
Okay, so a5, but I mean, I bd7, a3.
Now the standard reaction would be to go knight ft7, no? To
yes.
be able to take and go knight c6.
A3?
Yeah, this is what I was wondering.
That's something like this.
Here. It could also be dangerous. Bishop b5 or even ab.
AB, yeah. Bishop b5 most like. Bishop b5 castle is not.
Yes.
And here, for example, bishop a3, I can take probably, and trade e5 for c3, and be okay. I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, more or less okay.
Yeah, that's not a question if white can't just say, no, I am positionally better. Queen d4, that's nice for white.
That's it, yeah, maybe.
You think?
I mean, I was thinking something like queen d6, and now maybe knight c5 is possible. Yeah, it's good. I mean,
just stabilize and grab
sure,
the pawn.
Sure. If you stabilize there, you're better. Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
It feels very sharp. Or it is very sharp, I mean, but...
Kramnik always manages to find fresh positions. Like, go for both these guys, but yeah, this bishop g3, c5 castles, I have not seen.
Sure. Just the only surprising thing is that...
Well, 3-6 is a big surprise.
Yeah, also that he was thinking 20 minutes.
Yeah, but he's sneaky. He's
He-
just trying to
if
lure
he's-
Anish into...
If he's just sneaky, then it makes a lot of sense, because, yeah...
No, he's looked at this. Knight c3,
Because it
this
looks
kind
fresh.
of moves you don't play if you don't know.
Okay, but you have to play some move, no?
Okay, but if you get this position on autopilot, I think
You will
you
play
A4
A4, yeah.
and c3 and bishop a3.
But
These
it's-
are like common topics.
But it's slightly depressing to play.
Okay.
You're more or less trying to equalize here, right?
Yeah. Speaking
Okay,
of
we
trying
don't
to equalize,
Speaking of trying to equalize, yeah.
let's choose one of the Magnus camps, which currently is the Vichy camp, because Magnus is not at the board.
Yes?
But Vichy is slightly better, it looks like. And he once again got this
Yeah, but,
quadruple e-pawn structure
but with knight on...
with active knights.
Very
How do you do it?
He played knight g4.
This, and Magnus avoided all of your trickery.
Yes.
And when queen e7, as we also figured out, takes bishop e3.
So bishop e3, yeah, we were considering some...
We were looking at some d4 or whatever. But
Yeah, some interesting stuff, but also this is the more positional, I guess.
F3 might look very odd, but it's often done when its knight is on h5, because that means black has to lose sometimes. So there's
Yes.
no more knight f4.
And also now you can double on the f-file if you so wish, but probably you don't.
Probably you.
Want to. Yeah, sure.
Average. Magnus played quite defensively, rook ab8.
Mm-hmm.
But that looks to me like
Concession, yeah.
he's not fully equal, at least. White has the a-file, this knight on h5 is not great. And I don't know if it's much, but it's much more realistic that white opens the position and gets an edge with some d4
Yes.
or c4, or what do I know, queen a1, queen a5.
I guess his idea is that his position is solid, that it's very little.
Of course, he's not lost, but I don't think he's equalized either.
Can you play d4? Or is it a move that you don't want to play on general grounds?
I think on general grounds you're not against it. I'm never sure about the timing.
I was thinking that maybe I even take with the c pawn, right?
Yeah.
Does it make any sense?
I think it makes
because
sense.
now if I can go e5, it's very difficult for you to know what to do, yeah? E5,
it's always difficult for me to know what to do.
but I mean, e5 and queen c2 and... Did he play d5?
No, he did play d4. It's on the
d4,
board.
yeah? So now we have to see. Because I think if you take, you're kind of admitting that you're worse.
I think you are worse.
Maybe you are worse, yeah.
Magnus, this is twice in a row that he's getting into serious trouble in the Italian. So, do you think that Kramnik was maybe right? His black openings are not up to it? Of course, we're slightly biased because we know the black openings from the match and so on. But
then maybe we shouldn't say if they are not up to the task. No, but he has been worse. Yeah, twice in a row against the same line of the Italian.
Yeah, in the Italian, he has been struggling. He's been very consistent, not going for these castles d5 lines, which maybe aren't his cup of tea so much.
Sure,
but guys also picked up on that.
Even if you play d6, a6, you should be able to equalize, I guess.
Well, they're all going there all the time with white. So yeah.
But also with black, yeah.
Well, with black.
No, I mean, but this position he has, it's really quite depressing, right?
I think it's very bad. I'm not even sure if d4 was forced, but like
no, but it's definitely worse.
The most... You have worse pieces, and white has the a file.
Sure, the structure is similar.
Yeah. No, this is trouble. d4 on the board.
Do you have to take? I would like to play another move than taking, if possible.
Okay.
But I'm not sure which one. Like to attack e4, let knight.
Knight g3, yeah?
Because knight f6, I guess you will take somewhere, yeah? Take on f6.
GF.
I mean, GF is disgusting, and then but queen takes. I want
queen
maybe
F even starting to.
Yeah, then queen d7,
invade.
rook f7. Sorry, but
something bad should happen to you. You deserve it.
Here I deserve it. I don't think it's fair. But you have other moves, I guess.
Queen d7 was not ideal, but even just improving the position. Yeah.
I mean, the knight. Look at the knight. Maybe actually queen b3 instead to stop knight f7.
Queen b3, yeah, that's good.
I'm not sure. Okay, so let's go knight g3 instead. Hey, rook f1 also makes sense. I mean, only if black's knight is on d6, it's fine probably. So knight g3.
And I'm reading in the chat that computers say knight g3 and black is only 0.22, so slightly worse, not so bad. Knight g3 seems to be the way to play. If that were the case, then you could maybe make an argument for playing some other move.
Yes, if knight g3 works.
Queen b3, queen d2, queen c2, whatever. Because white is better.
Definitely.
But yeah, knight g3 seems to be a good move. If de5, what's going on? Knight e4, yeah?
Knight e4, I guess.
All of a sudden the white structure is a little funny as well.
Yeah, because d5 comes next, yeah.
If queen d4, let's say d5 stabilizes. And black has...
Black is okay. The knight is very strong. Yeah. And if you take first on d6, it doesn't matter, yeah? Anyway, you take with the pawn and play d5, I guess. Okay, so you need to protect. Can I play
knight
queen
f2 maybe?
Knight f2, but
so passive.
Yeah, it's a bit queen d3. Let's try queen d3.
I was worried about tricks.
I'm assuming takes on f3 and queen h4 is too much, or I would say even way too much.
Feels like a little much.
I mean, king g2, knight h5, but knight f2, it's a bigger issue. But okay, let's see some more moves, I think. Knight f7.
I'm gonna get checkmated.
I'm not sure, but...
Yeah.
Not ridiculous, yeah?
No. I agree.
Let's see. Queen c2 is a move. Queen d2, let's say. Somewhere. Yeah, queen g2, knight takes d4. Already I have a pawn and some...
Knight g5 coming. No, it's an interesting idea.
Interesting. I mean, Yeah. It has to be. Oh, he took. He took on d4, right?
Took, okay.
Now I
Still not fancy this knight g3 business.
But I really think c takes now is.
Both e takes and c takes look interesting.
E takes is slightly less ambitious, I would say, but
more natural, no?
More natural also.
Unw pawns. If the center.
Sure.
One drawback is the knight gets.
Yeah, the knight gets in,
yeah,
and c7 is a weakness, if you take with c. But okay, we'll see.
Yeah. I probably go ed. Just.
I would go c.
Because I'm a chicken.
No, but I mean, there's no risk.
CD plate.
CD plate. There is no risk. I mean, we never know.
No, I agree. This looks very nice for white.
Because after e5, the knight is very, very bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, white just has thousands
queen.
of improving moves. Queen c2, queen b3, rook c1. Well, black, not so much. Huh?
You have to probably. I mean, there's knight f7, knight g5. Try to get some kind of play. Yeah. Probably you should stop.
Play. How do you stop? Queen b3?
Yeah, or I mean, queen c2 as well to attack either c7 or e6. Queen
somewhere.
Queen somewhere. Queen c2 takes. Queen takes c7. Now you have to be very fast.
Now you need a lot of counterplay.
Because knight f6, queen takes d6, right? And I will take 2 more on my way back.
It doesn't look like it works. Like.
And the rook is also on pre by there.
Ah, that's another problem.
But it's anyway too much. Yeah.
Yeah. But still, when gifted a rook,
you should take.
Yeah.
Although probably you would be able to enjoy the other position for longer.
That's true. No, it's a dangerous situation for the world champion once again.
Positionally speaking, very dodgy.
Under pressure out of the Italian.
Under definite pressure. I mean, really.
Did computers like this CD move? Well, probably they must like it.
I'm not clear.
ED also looks nice.
ED looks nice.
But yeah, this creates some more dynamic options.
Even more, even nicer.
It's a nice. And in Kramnik Giri, 95 bishop d6 plate. Very double-edged position. I'm still not sure, but currently it looked like a3. Could be some issues for black to do, wouldn't it?
a5, bishop b5.
5 check. This is the
knight
position we had.
fd7, let's see.
Still knight c5.
Still knight
probably.
c5. Let's say but I don't want to take. I have to.
I understand.
Take on. But where even? Maybe on e5.
On e5.
But it's also.
Take back.
And now let's say I castle.
But your bishop.
Sorry, queen c7 first. Queen c7 first. And after queen d4 I castle.
But will I go queen d4?
Yeah, but even if you do, you will collect on b4, huh?
Yes. No, this is just collapsing, looks like.
Just very bad. What is his idea? I mean, there is king e7, but...
Sure.
But it's kind of
A3
never...
played.
A3 played, yeah.
It's important to just get full access to the b5 square. Should
Yes.
black go a5? Maybe you have to bail out and do something like this, but it looks like this pawn should eventually fall, no? I don't know.
At least it should be...
D3,
At least it's
bishop
weak,
A3.
yeah. Maybe bishop a3. Most sensible. Because then after a5 you can even just take on b4 and be a bit better.
Evan's Gambit is saying, apparently Carlsen went to the confessional, even though I have a hard time believing this confession, but we'll see. Carlsen said, I'm pretty optimistic. I realize I'm worse, but I believe I can mate him. I was worse a few moves ago. I'm not sure if that is a true confession. If it is,
Then he's really optimistic.
then he's quite optimistic. There would be some
I mean,
of
queen
these
c2.
lines we saw after queen c2, knight g5.
But can you spend the move defending after queen c2?
Probably, yeah. Rook bc8.
Rook bc8. Then rook c6. Is there another idea, or is it too much to play e5 with white after rook bc8?
Let's switch topics
Let's switch,
immediately
yes,
because
yes.
this looks like even more dramatic.
Very interesting stuff.
Mr. Caruana, having spent barely 5 minutes of his time, which of course indicates he might
No,
be familiar
140
with this
they
position.
have, right?
Ah, yeah. Okay, let's say
15 minutes, but also very little.
do they? Yeah. But I would still bet that he's still a book. Let's see how they get
Definitely.
Rook g1, bishop d7, g5, takes, and Hikaru did not spend time on rook h7.
He didn't dare.
Went for this, rook g7, long castles, and
Queen takes
not your move, queen a6.
Knight takes d4, yeah.
This apparently black was surviving. But knight cb5, also
Yes.
not shy.
Also not shy, it needs to be taken.
Taken, knight b5, this is on the board.
And knight e5 played.
Why not queen b8?
I guess rook takes e7. Knight takes d6. King c7, bishop a5.
A lot of attackers all of a sudden.
Not so many defenders.
Yeah, that's
very few.
good too.
Rook takes.
Anything should win
sure.
somehow.
Sure. Even the knights, queen d4 and take on f6 even is. Anything is winning here.
This doesn't work.
No,
Therefore,
95 played.
He's trying to bail out with 95. Because white, as far as I can see, could take here, no?
Knight takes and take.
Let's say cd.
King takes.
Take here.
Yeah. Also, you could throw in the check first as well. I'm not sure if it's more accurate.
I don't know. Maybe white is better in this position, no?
Rook. Let's see. Trade the rooks, maybe, or possibly slightly better. Yeah.
Let's first see if there's anything more drastic to be done.
No catastrophe, of course.
Could you make a case for a move like queen a3?
Impossible, but he will take on b5. Yeah? Chop the knight off.
I can't see how it would work.
Could you make a case for something incredibly aggressive, like knight a7, king b8, and queen a6, or something like that?
Who knows?
There is no threat, maybe. I wanted bishop e3, or
Rook h2.
yes. Now after any bishop move, you can take on e2, presumably.
Probably take this.
Knight takes e4.
Oof, what a position.
Yeah. We will see.
Huh. And hang on, Donor is telling us something in the chat. Knight c7, knight d3, cd, and here rook h2.
Is that the line?
Does this work?
What's the difference if I take on e7?
No, check. Bishop f1.
Rook f8? Could it be?
Maybe some computerish counterplay.
Some king e2, knight g4, or knight h5. Maybe, yeah.
Could be, who knows?
This would be very difficult to find.
What does the computer say? Does the computer say white is better? Yeah, the computer gives white slight edge after knight c7.
Also indicating it's the only move, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And of course there's the huge practical edge, even though it seems like he's thinking now that Hikaru had to find his way here. Only
Sure.
41 minutes.
On the other hand, the board is emptying, so the time advantage is not as important as if the queens were kept on the board.
Fair enough.
But still, yeah, still it's present,
Nice.
of course. So how much is it? Let's say you just have the bishop here, yeah, and that's it.
Let's see what line the computer was spitting out. Knight c7, knight d3, cd,
Rook h2,
and rook h2 is what I read in the chat. Let's see if we can make it work. No, it doesn't seem to work, no?
I'm not sure. Takes? Why
Takes, check, bishop f1, rook
Rook
f8.
f8, yeah.
This is it. Ah, yeah. People just have better computers than us. Yeah, this seems to be highly relevant. If black can
highly
get away
relevant,
with this.
yeah. And you have to take... Yeah, of course you have to take with the pawn on d3. Yeah.
Just for aesthetic reasons, no? To bring your
Yeah, but they will anyway be checked. I mean,
isolated pawns together.
Sure.
But yeah, this seems extremely relevant if black does have this
Yeah,
rook
maybe he
h2
found
trick
a way
or not.
to equalize. Yeah? If you saw all this. So should we investigate again? Knight a7, or is it too much? Just
Let's find out.
knight a7,
King b8,
Queen a6.
Queen a6.
takes on h2, I guess. Now bishop a5 never works. Bishop e3.
Bishop a5 takes
yeah?
to some check. Huh?
Rook, bishop e3 doesn't even contain a threat, right? That's the problem. I wanted some knight c6, but you can take back with the knight.
Rook
Simply
e7.
doesn't work, yeah?
It's just not enough threats, huh? Knight e4.
Yeah.
Black gets there first.
Now we will get the ending, and then we will see if Naka finds rook takes h2. Yeah. Okay.
Very dramatic, but it looks like Nakamura might have found a decent practical chance at least.
Yes.
If he spotted all of this stuff with rook h2
Yes.
to stay in the game.
A lot of things has happened in Kayakin's game. Should we?
Just very briefly.
Huh?
No, this is Maxi Boy. This is Kayakin's game. They are exchanging a bunch of things, but black cannot be worse.
And white cannot be equal, or what?
I don't know. Can white?
E4.
Because you get this by force, no?
Now
Feels like you want to go
you
g4.
want to g4, yeah?
Gotta.
But I guess you will take on d5 or take on g4, and then on d5.
Black is pawn up, no?
f5, just h5, yeah. Mate 3 just takes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Looks
Okay,
good.
I mean pawn up, yeah.
Pawn is a pawn, so something's
let's
gone
see,
seriously wrong for Mr. Kayakin. Takes.
f5.
You could also take here immediately.
Yeah, but then I will take and give check, yeah, and it's a bit.
It's a little awkward, this counterplay.
And king f8, rook h4.
Draw!
Yeah, no, he's optimistic, I guess.
But it feels like Maxime should go for this f5.
I mean, what if you protect later? f5, rook e3, e4, rook d2. I mean, black is better, but is it so much?
Not sure. We do have plans. Like, grab the pawn.
Yeah. But you probably want to play some h5 or king g7, king f6 first.
Well, you want to get some construction like this, I guess. Yeah. I'm also not
but
sure
I can't get
if it's
a3.
so serious.
Huh?
Yeah, you have some counterplay.
I mean, a3 looks like a move, yeah? And then rook b3.
Yeah, the king can't attack the d5 pawn, which is important.
But g3 might be weaker. Let's see, king g7. A3, I mean, it looks like the only move. King 6, AB, rook b3.
I was just apologizing for all the yawning.
Uh-huh.
Rook b3, yeah?
Hmm?
Here.
Now
No, it's highly unpleasant, no?
Yeah. You think the king will come, or?
Boom, boom. You provoke h3, then you go h5, h4.
Yeah, it's very passive.
Pasivo.
Very passive, very bad position. Very quickly, but went very wrong.
Yeah, and sometimes there's a speculation that Kayakin will only focus on the next candidates tournament for which he's already qualified since he played the World Championship match.
Yes.
Is not willing to share his ideas or give his ideas in critical lines like the Nairo. I'm not sure if it's true, but even if it is, no professional chess player enjoys just being worse with white like this.
But why did he go, if we should go back just a little, after b4, why doesn't he play knight e2?
I do not know.
This is for me very difficult to understand.
He went for this deliberately.
But
and the
here he is
structure
just worse, yeah?
looks dangerous already, yeah.
I would strongly suspect it's just...
Ah, sorry, he didn't do that.
Yeah, it's just worse. Very I mean, knight d2, and then play, see what happens.
Play, baby, play. But probably was smart to kick the knight before
Before
white
it
gets
got...
his...
Sure, but in any case, yeah, rook, I mean...
Because that's very dumb on e2. But
Yeah, I mean, but... The structure is not as depressive.
Yeah. And of course there is the fatigue factor after the match and the holiday factor, and for Kayakin, all the new media attention that he has to deal with and the celebrity status and so on. But in general, yeah, neither him nor Magnus Carlsen have impressed at this tournament. If Kayakin loses this,
then he really hasn't impressed.
Then he really has not impressed. He would have -3, which is much worse than -1.
Definitely much worse. Much worse. Should we?
I don't know where to go. We have to wait if Hikaru finds this line that apparently works. The very nice counterplay.
Yes, yes.
And where is Mr. Fabiano? He's not here.
He's not at the board.
So let's briefly check in with the tournament leader. I understand the position is not that exciting, but it still matters if he can get dry equality or if he must suffer against Wesley.
Definitely.
So all of this stuff. Bishop d7. We were advising bishop g6, intending.
Yeah, but bishop d7 somewhere. Is a more sane, more sober approach.
I don't know. This bishop, yeah.
I mean, bishop g6 is more active, more ambitious.
Yes. He wants bishop a4, knight b3.
Something like just trading, yeah, he wants. Takes.
Yeah, the question is always, are you equal, though?
Yeah, but you're not, yeah, but... You're never equal, but you're holding, maybe.
Right, but you must suffer, which is unpleasant if you want to make a draw to probably win the tournament.
Yeah, then you don't want to be slightly worse for a long time.
Exactly.
He played rook d6. His intention is to double along the c file, I guess?
I don't know. Rook b6? No one lives on b6.
But rook b6 then bishop c4 is some idea.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or just... Well, you can never
quite enter, yeah? Bishop d3. But what is white doing?
Grab space. g4, h4, f4. Play, baby, play. Should be a draw, but the slightest of advantage.
Gaining this space? I mean, you want f4, maybe bishop f3 at some moment. Let's say I play next rook c6. I mean, how do you handle it? Bishop c2?
No, I have to think.
Actually, I should probably, I will take.
No, but you have bc, this is just equal,
yeah? But in fact, I think I will play king f8, king e7, and then play bishop c2.
But do you have all that time?
Let's see. I don't know if I should play h6 to just, or h6, let's say.
Alright.
Oh, you want to play g5?
I don't know what
no, I'm not afraid of g5. Maybe I should be, but I'm not. What do I play after g5? I'm not even sure. Maybe bishop c2 here. King e7, and no threat. Yeah, I mean, bishop c2.
Alright, I'm reading in the chat that MVL blundered, which normally means did not make a computer move. And maybe he just wants to get this tournament over with, because
but really,
it didn't look like he was risking much.
The position was very, very promising, yeah.
Because what he did, rook d5, fe, it's I think it's more or less a draw for allowing this counterplay. King f8, rook h4, and probably move repetition.
But is there something that we don't understand in the other position? Just...
So you're saying maybe it's not too bad for white, but anybody's better as black, no?
Looks like you would play it, no? I mean, every day of the week. A rook on c4 and you can never be touched, yeah? Basically.
Yeah. Go with the pawn, and then you try to breach. Okay, maybe he just thought it's a draw.
No, but it's drawish, but... For me, it looks very unpleasant.
Both guys didn't have a great tournament.
But still, if you get such a position, yeah? Very nice position to push.
It's beautiful.
Now it's not so beautiful.
No, this will just end a draw.
Most likely, yeah.
Within the hour. Hikaru's still contemplating rook h2.
Yes. Okay, let's check in with Anish because it's sharp. Yeah, it's very interesting stuff. Should we?
Sir Anish in deep thought.
So he moved the king. You have to just check. It was too dangerous to interpolate this on this.
He went to f8 even. But he's...
Why?
This looks like his old games against Vladdy, where he tried to make it out of the opening there.
Yeah.
King f8 is always bad news.
What is his idea?
I think he's just trying to hang in there.
If you take on c5, then the b4 pawn will drop. I guess.
Yeah, this looks horrible.
Queen d4, knight d, even knight d3 later on.
Yeah, can't do that.
Can't play like this. c6, I mean queen c7, queen d4, otherwise c6. Okay, so, but what else? I mean knight c5, you really want to take. Okay, I take.
Take this.
Okay, but okay, then you have some kind of stability, at least.
It's still unpleasant, but maybe he's hoping to keep this bishop locked up. Even though one day the bishop will come.
Yeah, by means of a pawn sacrifice, probably. Yeah.
Or not, f3, rook e1, e4. Oh yeah, maybe he thinks this is...
But how do you, like now you have to make some move with like...
Oof. g6, but then
on g6
e4
I will play,
I
will play e4 any day of the week.
Yeah, this looks too dangerous.
Yeah, so what else is there? It's knight on b8 you would like to, but it's very difficult because bishop c6 is there.
Yeah, it's an unpleasant position.
But is it maybe just seriously bad? Huh?
Smeshak is saying they don't read chat.
Who?
Smeshak. But I just read that. So they sometimes read chat. But they might go on break soon. But before they go on break, let's check in with Vichy and Magnus. d4, e, d, cd we've seen, knight f7, queen c2.
What's the move what we expected?
Knight f6, takes, queen takes. I'm still wondering if Magnus really said in the confessional. He's happy, he thinks he can checkmate Vichy.
But okay, now queen c7, knight g5, we at least have some kind of understanding of.
The attack is rolling.
Is it?
Maybe
I guess,
not.
yeah. Ah, what? Very nice, rook a7.
Ooh!
Mate.
White mates first.
But let's see, let's go back. I mean, because the pawn is in fact hanging, no? Ah, I see he played rook c6.
Sorry?
Is it over...
Ah, he didn't take the pawn.
over attacking, or over... how do you say? It's attacked, but you need to attack it once more. Maybe this first looks reasonable, yeah.
Yeah, it looks dangerous. So rook
in
c6.
any case, yeah, rook c6. You anyway cannot defend the pawn, I guess.
Cool, calm, and collected. What does Magnus do?
Rook
Knight g5?
Knight g5, or rook b c8 first. Could it be a move? The risk is
Can I
that
take?
you're not taking. Yeah, that's maybe not rook f.
I want to take.
Okay, takes. Knight g5. Or is it the same shit that you can maybe take again? Yeah.
What can I take? Queen f2.
King h2.
Takes.
Knight takes e6.
f7.
I thought some check. Knight f8.
You have to take.
I mean, you have to take. Otherwise, knight g6, knight e7, and you anyway have to take.
Sad. And all of a sudden, I'm
I mean,
in
queen
some
takes
quite bad queen endgame.
Queen takes e3, queen takes d6 even, right? Okay, just pawn up.
Maybe we make a draw, but maybe we don't.
Yeah, but I mean, closer to loss than a draw,
probably
I guess.
just winning actually, no checks.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So knight g5 immediately is a move, yeah?
let's see, takes. Queen
You want to
takes.
take, yeah? You want to take again.
I just wanna grab the pawn.
Yeah, but some counterplay maybe. Queen g3, rook f3, something. What about starting with rook?
But I'm starting to feel a little uneasy actually.
Also, what is your extra pawn worth?
I don't want your queen there.
King h2 then, you can play.
Let's
maybe.
defend, yeah. This is a nice move.
Yeah, but maybe even, I don't know, h5, h4 or rook a8. Because somehow the c7 pawn is not the pawn you need. It renders your extra pawn a bit useless. Yeah?
Still some hope. Maybe this is what Magnus was talking about. He might be worse, but he has some counterplay.
But is he actually that? I mean, why isn't it great counterplay?
I do not know the answer to such questions. What I do know is that Kayakin MVL ended in a draw. Yeah. Both players had seen enough of the tournament.
But
Hikaru still.
Must be said to be a missed chance for MVL, I think. I mean, he was a bit too quick there, most likely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kayakin still thinking.
Wesley finally played f4. It's the way to make progress.
No, he's just making moves. He's a tiny bit better, but Levon, of course, should hold. He wants to avoid this being a long, tedious defense. Anish seems worse after queen b6, which is on the board. Hang on, queen b6? Ah, no, we covered the square enough times. I'm hallucinating. I thought this would win the queen, but not quite. So probably the same stuff.
You cannot take an e5. It's too much. Yeah, it's just horrible. Yeah. Everything is hanging. Yeah. So takes.
Queen d3.
Queen d3 makes sense. And okay, just f3, rook e1, e4, as you said. F3, e4 immediately also.
Yeah, maybe with the rook here too. a4 could be an idea.
Yeah.
So Kramnik is better.
Kramnik is definitely better.
Vichy is also better, but we're not sure how much. Looks like Magnus has some counter chances. And we will be back with all of the action. Or most of the action.
Most of the action.
Some action.
Sure. See you soon.
Welcome back, everybody, to the last round of our Norway chess coverage, where we have one draw so far. MVL and Sergei Karyakin made a slightly mysterious draw in Neidorf, where it looked like MVL with the black pieces could have played on with zero risk, but there's a lot of drama in the other games. Nils, Grandelius, which game would you like to go to?
Let's check Kramnik, Giri. It's like the most interesting.
Let's do it, because we've seen something like this. We were expecting queen d3, but he played queen e2, similar story.
Yes.
And you said earlier, without hesitation, if g6, I'll go e4.
Yes, without any doubt.
Kramnik didn't have any doubts either.
He also went e4, yeah?
Yep, and Anish does not look like a happy camper. This bishop landing on h6 with check. This looks horrible for black, no?
Yeah, it's very frightening, yeah?
King g8.
King g8, yeah?
Would be my guess, no? Like king e7 is the other legal move, but that looks even scarier, I thought. Maybe
even scarier.
f3, but not f6. You can pin me.
Yeah, queen f3 is also a move.
Queen f3 also dangerous.
It looks like... looks like king e7 still, you know, right? I mean, king g8 is so dangerous. But...
I don't know what to do,
I mean,
but I don't like any.
king g8, is there even a move like knight g4 or...
Sure.
Maybe too
You're
much.
trying to trick me.
Trying to trick you, yeah? But on the other hand, what do you play? This I wanted to play just f3.
Looks horrible for black.
Looks incredibly
Just
bad.
all the pieces.
And you have only one pawn
sleeping.
for the... Earlier at least you had this bishop on c1, I mean...
Look at him now.
Yeah, now he's delivering mate.
Talk of a Cinderella story.
Yes. No, I mean, it's a tough choice, but most likely both options are very bad.
It does seem like Kramnik continues to be Anish's... What's the English word? Angstgegner,
Yes.
we say in German. Bête noire.
I haven't heard only Angstgegner in English as well.
Let's stick with Angstgegner.
Angstgegner, yeah.
Because Kramnik, if he wins this game, he would have 7 wins in classical games, 0 losses against Anish. Anish is... Say what you want about him, but he's not an easy player to beat in the chess.
Definitely not, definitely not.
Today, yes, things got very sharp out of the opening. Castle is not very common here. White almost always plays b3 or c3.
Yes.
At least in my book. And probably to avoid this option of black grabbing space.
I would assume that that b4 is too ambitious here, simply.
Yeah, I'm not
needs
sure
to
if
play
this has
another
been
move.
seen before. But maybe a6 is more prudent.
Or even
all.
queen a5 or something like that, right?
Also possible.
I
Weird,
guess.
but possible. Should d2?
I mean, either bishop b4 or b4 now.
Here it feels like you
Here
could
it's a
end
bit.
up.
Here's a bit shaky, but maybe
Overextended.
b4 is possible. Knight a4, c3, I think should be a better version for
Is
that.
my bishop more
But
locked
it-
up or less locked up?
Yeah, also not clear actually. Queen c7, a3, a5. Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows? But
Well,
somewhere
okay.
there, things started to go very
It's coming,
wrong. Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah.
King e7 played. I have not seen a finish, but it does look horrible.
Yeah, f3 looked like a decent start.
The Hawk, Jonathan Hawkins, Grandmaster in the chat, is telling me Bête Noire is in fact English. Sounded French to me, but yeah, that expression I have heard. Or Anish is his customer.
Customer
could say that.
customer is also very
It's nice to have customers.
yes, definitely.
So if you're not a Chess24 premium member, go there.
Yes,
But you probably are if you're watching this live.
that's right.
Can you spell that word, please, Jan? Which one? Angstgegner?
Some mistake. Just lag.
Oh, Nemesis! There you go, ambitious pawn. That's the word I was looking for. There had to be one in English. Thank you. So we've all learned something today. What is in Swedish?
I don't know.
No such word. Yeah, you don't have rivals in Sweden.
We don't have right. No, I have no idea. Probably the chat knows.
So you're claiming you don't speak Swedish?
I do, but not that well, maybe.
I don't think so. You're well read. You probably read plenty of books about Angstgegners.
About Angstgegner specifically, yeah?
Yes.
I'm not so sure. But okay.
Anyway, Anish is
But how do you
in trouble.
how do you actually finish him off?
I don't care. I just feel like he has his king in the center. All these rooks are asleep.
No.
All white pieces are active. There has to be a way.
There has to
And
be a
the
way,
black
but
start will find it.
but what is the way?
I don't think it's a commentator's job to show potential ways to win. It's
Okay.
more like giving expert opinions. and,
Okay, so he
some mild jokes.
White
that
is
kind of
winning,
thing.
but we don't know.
White should probably
We
win.
are not interested in how.
No, we're interested, but we're not
We are-
capable of showing.
not capable of. Okay.
Okay, shall we make an honest effort? F3.
Knight f6.
We continue.
Yes.
Let's develop some pieces, maybe, or maybe this rook. Who needs this rook?
Yes. Now you're threatening knight takes f7.
Yes.
How do I defend?
I do not think you have a defend.
I take on e5 maybe. This is incredibly disgusting.
Ooh, even queen takes.
Queen takes b5.
Yes, but even queen takes.
Even queen takes. So you take with the d pawn, knight fd7.
But do you enjoy your position?
I do not.
Bishop g5.
Yes, king e8, let's say. Now you need to play. Let's say you take on b4 now. Maybe now is the time finally. You take back, I hope. Takes.
What, you got my beautiful white position now? You tricked me.
No, but takes. I wanted queen e3 with ID queen
I
c5.
understand. It's just lost.
It should be
You
lost. Yeah.
are no longer allowed to castle. Even if you were, you would probably get checkmated. Since you're not,
It
this
looks
is
like checkmate, yeah?
absolutely hopeless. Queen c5 is coming. Okay, one eventually after queen b7.
Looks lost.
It is lost.
Still, he will take his time to figure the most accurate way.
Gone, baby, gone. And there's still a discussion if bête noire is a French expression. We know it is, but us multilinguals, we use these expressions in all the languages.
Of course. He played f3.
If you have this je ne sais quoi. He played f3, as you do. Kramnik's gonna win.
Yes.
And Fabiano Caruana.
He's also going to win, right?
Very likely, because
Knight g8 was a very, very passive move.
the thing is, it's very unpleasant if you run into 20 moves of comp preparation in a very sharp position.
Yes. And I mean, rook takes h2 looks natural, but
I was
you
gonna
cannot
say,
be sure. Yeah?
I feel limited sympathy for Hikaru because you only have yourself to blame. If you do play
This sharp line and you don't know
this stuff, then you need to do lots and
Well,
lots.
Fabi is simply better prepared. Yeah. Time and again, it shows that he has more ideas than Naka.
He's become quite good at, playing not the first or second or third, but choosing some move that is not a computer move,
Yes.
but still that affects the position, like this rook g1, g5 is a sensible plan.
Yes, sensible plan and very, very dangerous. Yeah, because now after this knight g8, the position should be very, very bad, like.
Let's go there, because Hikaru, apparently, at least that's what we were told, had the option to equalize, or to stay in the game at least, with this, right?
Yes.
And rook f8 was the key move, somehow,
With a lot of
organizing
pressure.
counterplay.
But I mean, it's understandable that you don't go for
Yeah,
this.
yeah, of
It's
course,
very,
I'm just
very
saying,
sharp.
this
Very, very sharp.
was a computer line. But knight g8 feels so
Knight g8
slow.
you will not play under any circumstances, right?
I don't know. I would like to go knight a8.
Sure. I take on h2.
I haven't
I'm-
thought
I
it through
probably
at
am
all.
not.
I just would like to play it.
Knight b6, yeah. Knight b6, now if king b8, I mean the whole knight is hanging, so you have to go king c7. And then bishop a5 just wins, yeah.
Yeah, this looks horrible, no?
It looks winning. So knight a8, well actually how do you play?
I don't know. Looked like a cute little move to make. I'm not sure if it's the best you could have. So certainly make a case for bishop a5.
Some more sane.
Some more same moves.
Knight, yeah, but I mean you also pawn up with white. That's the thing, yeah?
All right. I have to address some questions from the chat, but some of those are quite mysterious. GM Aryan keeps saying, Jan have to improve technique. Please answer. What is the question? Do I have to improve technique?
No,
I'm working
I think
on
he
it, or
wants
how
to. He wants to improve his technique, and he's wondering if you how you did it.
I never did.
You never did. That's the
Just
problem.
hang around.
Asking the wrong person.
Yeah. there is some discussion about nemesis versus arch enemy. I think those are slightly different things, right? A nemesis is somebody who keeps crushing you.
Arch enemy,
while against
you
arch
win.
enemy, it's more balanced. No?
More balanced,
or
yeah.
could be.
Could be more balanced at least.
Kramnik looks like he'll be back to number 2, is what Supertech is saying. If he wins this game, which he's likely to.
He is very likely to do it.
Then he shall be back. What else is there?
In the games, you mean? Is Carlsen actually the delivering mate, as we were told that he himself thought?
Let's check back in with Monsieur Magnus.
Yeah. So we really didn't approve of his decision to take the pawn that quickly, right?
But we got some position like this.
No, we wanted
to rook it.
No, but we want to play King H2 instead.
Yeah, but we got this, and here we got scared.
Yes.
Wish instead play Queen E2. Rook A8.
But still, I mean, what is your pawn up? It's a very useless pawn, right?
Yeah, Black has activated all his forces to the max.
I no longer think that Black is worse at all.
I no longer disagree with you.
No longer.
No longer.
He needed to play King H2. It was very important. Still.
So what's going on now?
I mean, you can probably bail out in any way, I guess.
How do you bail out? Rook F1?
Yeah, Rook F4 or Queen G4 even.
Queen G4, I like that.
Trading queens.
But we could keep the queens.
You could keep the queen, but then the pawn is hanging.
So how do we make a draw? Taking Rook B3 or taking Rook A2? Or what do we do?
How do you make a draw? I mean, you
Yeah.
take on Rook B... Not sure. Take on Rook F6 maybe.
Yeah, there's some high-level language discussion still. Archenemy versus nemesis. I think we've established the difference. Archenemy implies hostility. Nemesis shows your own frustration at failure. I don't know. If I had a nemesis, I'd be more frustrated at them than at myself. Because I don't like to blame myself for my own failing.
Probably it's your opponent's fault that he beats you.
Normally it's the word's fault, not
Yes,
mine.
yes. Actually, speaking about bailing out, are they repeating moves now?
I would not rule it out.
Because actually, how do you continue the game after Rook A B1 with Black?
I believe Rook A3.
But then you're not continuing the game.
No, but why should Black play for a win here?
That's
He's
right.
a pawn down.
But do you think that Vichy thinks that his rook is better on A1? No, they will repeat.
I think they're repeating moves, yeah.
They're most likely
with you.
repeating.
And Pramod MVS, he asked you earlier, how do you keep your hairstyle fresh?
It comes naturally for me. It's natural.
You've got that swagger.
Exactly.
GM Aryan is still concerned with how to improve technique. Someone in the chat help out GM Aryan. I got nothing, but there's some good series on Chess24. The series I did with Dvoretsky, the series I did with Yusupov. I thought those were very useful.
I was very impressed with one statement of Yusupov, like when he explained technique. He said technique is when it's time to
Double your focus.
Yes, double your focus, exactly, or increase your concentration.
That's also the only thing I remember.
That's technique, yeah, but it's a very, very valuable thing, yeah?
Yeah.
No, video series were great in general as well, but
But
that one really struck me as very smart.
Yeah, because I was always curious, because in chess books you read, like, the rest is a matter of technique, and I never understood what it
Probably
meant.
it means that if you manage to increase your technique, you should win. Yeah?
Means that, yeah, if you focus, you're a big favorite to win.
Yes, yes. No, it makes a lot of sense. It was very smart, I thought.
Yep. And Anish has played knight to d2. Not a fan of other moves, which I understand. Did they leave the board?
Kramnik is maybe taking a breather. But does it matter? Does it change anything? Let's say I play rook fe1.
Yeah, I think you don't take this knight.
You do not take, no.
Let it chill out there. Because it looks cute, but it really doesn't.
But at least if you are to take an e5, your knight will not be hanging.
That is true, but your
on the
rook
other hand,
will
you
be.
can now take with the queen. Yeah? Knight. No, bishop g5 will come.
Uh-oh.
I mean, something like knight c6, bishop g5.
Also, this one.
This move is good enough, probably, but bishop g5, then maybe king d7.
Which also does not look hopeless.
But I will take on b5, that's my point.
I understand your point.
But it's also losing from...
I have my own point.
I take.
I will take.
King c8.
And now I must somehow win.
Yeah, but...
easier said than done, yeah?
Here easier said than done, yeah. World champion drew against former world champion.
Yep, no surprises there. They repeated moves as we expected them to. Not a great opening success by Magnus Carlsen, but he managed to drum up enough counterplay.
Yeah, maybe it was never that bad. It was bad, but not that.
And how is...
here's some progress.
How is this progressing?
White has gotten himself a passed pawn.
But he's not a pawn up, so the structure change should in theory favor black, unless the pawn is very strong, no?
Well, it's now
black
a question.
got rid of his double pawn, and if I can...
Now a question of if it's strong or not strong.
If I can get this...
But I will play rook c1, rook c7. Again, slightly more active king. Should be fine for black, right? Rook c1. Yeah. Rook c3 maybe. I mean
tricks.
That's a small trick. And after a4 I was thinking maybe rook c5. No, but it doesn't make any sense.
I don't think you're better.
Why not? No, I have no threats.
Oh, well, king f8.
Yeah, because when my king comes, you will play f6.
Yes. Maybe I'll clarify your intentions.
Yeah, no, this rook c5 was ridiculous. But in any case, how to make progress.
No, it feels like Levon should hold this without particular troubles.
But...
Well, it's a typical Wesley game.
I mean, he's the one holding, yeah?
Yep, that's true.
King d8 played. Excellent defensive move. Now if I take on b4, you even have to take with the bishop, right?
Oof, what a position.
One of the more disgusting positions we've seen in recent
super tournament practice, for sure.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
This looks more like
our game.
I mean, with all due respect, lower rated players playing where something's gone very, very wrong. You rarely see this at this level.
On the other hand, I mean, he avoided being forced.
No, you still have to win the game. Yeah? And I would not be sure if I had this position against Anish and you gotta finish him off and he's fighting. Like, it's still a job to do. Yeah,
he's still fighting. Well, you would be optimistic, but it wouldn't be very clear. Yeah.
Right.
But it's the kind of position where Kramnik is quite strong also. Like he rarely has this problem.
Right. Oh, and Pramor NVS is judging you very harshly. He's saying Nils isn't interested in chat that much. Needs some time to get accustomed to this. How dare you being interested in the positions on the board and not
exactly. Yeah, but I trust in your capabilities of keeping track of chat. Yeah,
I can keep track very well. I just can't answer any chess-related questions.
I mean, keep track of the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Sometimes they ask me tough stuff. Anyway.
No, it's just an act of praise for your skills that I'm not following very carefully.
Yes.
But in fact, it bothers me that we cannot find a forced win.
But does there have to be a forced win?
No, that's also the problem.
The thing is, White is so much better. He doesn't have to win in one move, right? But
can I play something?
You take?
Take, yeah, because now
Bishop takes, you have to go.
Now, I was wondering about, let's say, a very slow move like Queen E3.
Right, just
I want to play Queen F4 or Queen G5. After F6, two of my pieces are on pre.
This does not seem to yield any serious play.
No. But F6 is a double threat, yeah? Double attack.
Double whammy.
Wham bam. Queen F4.
Wham bam. Thank you, man.
Queen f6.
There you go. This looks winning.
Does it?
It does look winning.
Does look
Everything
winning,
looks winning.
because I mean, in fact, you can also just start to collect.
Start to collect what? E5.
I mean, to connect the
H8.
rook and then some 2-3 pawns.
Well, this is still hanging.
Yeah. Can you play bishop a4? I mean,
Sorry, bishop a4.
before. Let's see, 2 moves ago. I mean, instead of queen e3. What if you just start with bishop a4?
I don't know. I like queen a3. Bishop a4 feels like unnecessarily limiting.
Maybe.
Still very strong.
He played bishop f4 immediately.
Bishop f4. Going for knight f7 tricks.
A lot of tricks. Huh? It's just dead lost, yeah, but... what?
Yeah, it's hard to see a scenario where black holds this. There's just too many
threats.
holds. You just try to parry the one move threats, but at some point you will no longer be able to.
Exactly. If you manage to increase the pressure in the right way.
If you take here, queen takes.
Queen takes probably, yeah? Queen d6 comes.
Yeah?
Your best chance is to try to give an exchange somehow and for one pawn fight.
But how?
Yeah, that's not even very...
f6, we...
Presumably take on g6, yes, yeah.
Yeah, everything looks
I
good.
mean,
Why not grab the pawn? Knight d3 looks very strong.
Knight d3...
But yeah.
It's a lost position. I mean,
That's
it's
the problem.
clearly a lost position. Yeah. We will see how he fights, but yeah. Very unlikely.
Sometimes there is nothing left to fight for.
That's true.
Poor Anish, who really played a good tournament, did not convert all his good positions. We're used to that. But today just got crushed from the get-go. And he's had games like that before against Kramnik, where he didn't make it out of the opening.
Even a couple, yeah.
Which is extremely out of character for...
Which is strange, yeah, because normally he's very strong in the opening phase, yeah.
I keep saying that, my favorite theoretician.
Maybe, but Kramnik is also very strong.
Obviously. Kramnik
In openings,
is
yeah.
in the top 5 there, for sure. And
But still,
especially
yeah,
new
to be crushed.
Kramnik, that has come up with all kinds of little small ideas in quote-unquote nonsensical lines playing.
Yeah, sure.
He's rejuvenated 3-bishop g5 here. He's played the London system. He's played all kinds of things.
That's right. No, but but I agree. It's a bit surprising what happened today. But then again, it makes sense because this c5 c4 is kind of known to be.
My only question is, why not play c5?
Yeah, but after bishop d3, what would you do?
Knight c6.
Knight c6, and after c3,
Probably takes.
then you
Bishop
take.
g4.
Like this, yeah.
Why not?
This makes sense.
Thank
It's your video series.
I'm a big expert in random sidelines. There's a lot of discussion about your dreadlocks. When did they disappear? Why did they disappear? How did it happen? Tell us all about it.
They disappeared in 2013.
How?
Well, I cut them off.
Personally?
Yeah, or a friend of mine. But basically, well, it had been already 5 years. I wanted just to try something else. That's no other reason. Just
Okay.
I'm curious to try different things. So.
Will you
That was enough.
go for corn rolls in the future?
What is that?
It's like...
Probably not. Sounds like too much work.
Have you thought about getting... I don't know, which people do you admire? Like Bob Marley? Like getting Bob Marley's face cut into your hair?
Face cut into my hair. Nah, I will have probably a more normal kind of haircut, I think. You know. Yeah.
So...
Yeah, no big excitement to be expected on that front in the near future.
I see.
Unfortunately. So what do we have?
We don't have that much. We have...
Well, we have Fabi,
Fabi.
finding your great knight a8 move.
He went knight 8, yeah?
Yes.
Very beautiful. Let's check the fab cam. It's very dark there today. Can barely identify. Fabi Hikaru.
So what is going on? He played knight a8, king b8 was the reply. Knight b6, bishop c6. Will he keep dancing with his knight? That's the question.
Where can he dance to? You want to do
C4,
stuff like
A5,
this, yeah?
yeah? Problem is, do you want to give your pawn on h2? Probably you do, yeah? Let's say knight c4. If you take, I play knight a5.
I understand.
Ah, but maybe
Are
it's
you
not so
happy?
much, yeah? I mean, check bishop f1, just move the king, king a8. Even king c8.
Because I have some counterplay all of a sudden.
Doesn't look terrible, yeah. No, maybe you should try to keep your h2 pawn. I mean, bishop f4 is a move. It's somewhat sad to play, but...
Why is it set? Defend the pawn.
Yeah, but after, let's say... bishop f6, you're kind of getting kicked away, aren't you?
Away from where?
From the 7th rank. Here...
Am I?
Bishop e8 is not bothering you because of rook f8, yeah? Threatening.
I was hoping to have something more cunning, but looks like I don't.
Even more.
So
But now you threaten bishop takes d6. Ah, bishop e7. Trapped, yeah?
I'm not willing to concede defeat yet.
Knight d7, bishop takes d6, but it's nonsense. Yeah, just king somewhere.
So close.
King c8, yeah. If you take, then everything will be protected. No. So bishop f4, bishop f8, you have to go back with the rook and just play a position, pawn up.
Before we address that, it does look like Anish has seen enough after bishop f4
He simply resigned.
and resigned. Yeah, there's just nothing to do. That
Wow.
is a miniature not often seen at this level. 20
Definitely
moves
not.
resigned.
Especially not with Anish.
Especially not with arguably the best theoretician in the world. Kudos to Vladimir Kramnik, who found one line that, well, no one had ever really studied.
Yes.
And with the power of hindsight, it's easy to criticize Anish for going for this, which is very ambitious.
No, but I think after knight c3 here we can start to...
Yeah, but
really,
even the choice, like, you get more normal positions if you don't go for this. Instead of c4, you play whatever, b6, and you're not gonna lose in 20 moves. But you also want to be principled. So.
You wanna be principled, and it's very much in his style to be principled.
Right.
So... Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, yeah,
Anish,
it's dead lost. It feels a bit early to resign, but then again, I mean, how to not lose a lot of material?
resigning is perfectly fine. It's just a completely hopeless position.
You think so, yeah?
Yeah. Vladi will not forgive. So Giri finishes with 50%. Insert your jokes here. However, he did win 2 games and lost 2 games.
Yes.
He's had a bunch of very exciting games, which I think overall, well, it always feels like he could have scored more points, but it is also a fact that he does not convert many good positions, which is a weakness in his game.
That's also true.
But overall, it's still been a good tournament for him, I thought.
Been a decent. He was the lowest rated player, in fact. But...
There's that, but also stylistically, he shows that he can still out-prepare, outplay these guys and
yes,
put a lot of
definitely,
pressure.
definitely.
So he's
Today was very strange, but apart from that, yeah, it was a very decent performance.
Kramnik finishes on 5 out of 9 and probably on the world number 2 spot, showing that he's still pretty good at age 41.
Yeah, very much a force to be reckoned with, yeah.
Yep, for all us older chess players, that gives us a lot of hope
Yes,
to see Vladimir performing like that.
definitely.
You can't speak for us older chess players, you're 24. You're,
True.
You're younger than Fabiano Caruana.
But it means that I have a long career ahead of me. Or I could have.
That's true.
So
So you're looking forward to...
I'm looking forward to playing very well when I'm almost 40.
So like year 2030 something.
Something like that, yeah.
It's going to be interesting. Will chess still be around? Will everybody play
that's
chess
another,
960?
That's another question.
Will Fabiano Caruana still be kicking in the bishop g5 Najdorf. The Vachier Najdorf. We should rename it the Vachier Najdorf.
Vachier Najdorf, yeah, that's right.
Bishop c6.
Yeah, we're assuming now that he has to play more.
Cover the pawn, Fabi.
Yes. Bishop f6 and go back with the rook, yeah?
If you have to.
On g2 maybe.
Yeah. Pawn up.
Pawn up, but not... I mean, this a pawn is not the greatest of pawns.
It's also not the worst of pawns.
Is it not?
It was the best of pawns. It was the worst of pawns.
Yeah, not clear also, but...
No, it's not like you win this 100% of the times, but you win this more than 50% of the time.
Decent winning chance. You think it's closer to a win than a draw?
Yeah, I think white wins more than half here.
I'm not so sure, but...
We'll find out.
We will soon find out, yeah, sure.
All of a sudden, we don't have so many games left, yeah? Magnus Carlsen, Vichy Anand.
Is it draw?
Ended peacefully a while ago. Move repetition here.
Yes.
Because Vichy was too passive to make use of his extra pawn.
Yes.
Vladimir Kramnik crushed Anish Giri in 20 moves.
Very fair to say.
Monsieur Sergei Kayakin drew Monsieur Maxime.
Possibly quite luckily, yeah.
And we're back after some more cuff button expertise by yours truly. So that leaves us with only 2 games in this tournament. However, it is the 2 leaders still in action. The result shall be determined in the games. Wesley So, Levon Aronian, and Fabian Caruana and Nakamura. Who do you expect to win this tournament and why?
Well, Levon is a big favorite now, I guess. Naka is a pawn down. If he plays, I mean, he has no winning chances whatsoever. And well, I think that it's probably closer to a draw than a win, but somewhere around there. You think the opposite, so. Right. And Levon, okay, he's slightly worse, but he should really be able to hold.
Yeah, I don't even think he's slightly worse.
I think it's just equal, yeah?
Just a draw, because whenever white tries to get active, this pawn shall get eaten.
Yeah, difficult to understand where to push with white. Yeah? Rook c5, rook b5, and then double on the b file, but then b6 and rook b8. I thought.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of chances.
Rook b4. No, but it's just nothing.
You're not even threatening anything.
No, and you can also take on d5.
I could take, yeah.
No, it's a dead draw most likely. Yeah. What is the chance? If we remove one pair of rooks and bring the king to d4, white would be better. But how do you trade a pair of rooks?
A lot of ifs. Yeah, I don't see it happening. But of course, Wesley shall continue trying for a bit. It's also a pleasant situation for him psychologically, because he knows Levon will accept a draw pretty much at any moment, so he can try.
Although he will never be worse in any case.
No, of course.
Yeah.
And Fabiano has played rook f7, if I see correctly. Ah, no, something different.
I think it was a bit different. He played e5 first.
e5?
I wanted to keep the possibility of putting the bishop on e5, but...
It's gone.
It's gone. On the other hand, the rook is almost trapped.
And bishop e8. Rook f8.
They are following our recommendation.
The difference is now the f-file is open.
Yes. You're not trapped.
So
something like this, and now you play knight f6.
Yes. The drama continues.
Yeah, but is it really that bad?
No. Well, we're still pawn up now.
How do you play? I will play knight h5 maybe. Then knight d5.
Is that very scary?
Probably not. Bishop d1 looks like a sensible move, right?
Yeah, I thought about a4.
a4 as well, yeah. Okay, let's say first bishop c6 then. But then rook c2 might be.
c2? Or your old plan?
My old plan also exists. But I am not very fond of my old plan.
No longer like it?
No longer, yeah, because after he just moves the king after knight a5.
Yeah, I understand.
I have bishop g7 played instead. Strange.
Why is that strange?
It's more active one. Or, I mean, it's more. I mean, more solid. Maybe not.
Maybe he's hoping to activate the bishop here.
I think he's hoping for knight d7. And then
That's his cunning trap.
And then king c7. That's it.
I do not expect Fabiano to fall for that trap.
No, because it's very unforcing as well. Yeah?
Yeah, it's not likely
see.
to happen. No, the rook will go somewhere. F2 still looks like the more
Yes.
natural.
Knight f6.
And I liked your plan.
Yeah. His idea must be at some point to have bishop h6. Maybe immediately, but no, he cannot. No, now it's. No, I mean the move before, but it's very strange.
But it's not
Knight
a
d5,
well
yeah?
beater. Or
Yeah,
bishop
or
d1.
bishop d1 as well. Now you can't even develop with. Yeah.
And Pramon MVS brings up a valid question. How many times will Hikaru fall into Fabi's preparation happen in the candidates, then against bishop g5, knight off? Now. It's a fair enough point.
Because the thing is, I mean, if you lose, like, let's say a couple of games in the knight or bishop g5, why don't you switch to the Berlin, which is already your main opening?
Yeah, it seems like it's a matter of principle. Between these two, Hikaru really likes to go for the knight, which is logical because Fabiano has a horrible score.
No, he had.
But looks like Fabiano's done a ton of work, and sometimes that happens. In lines where you have a bad score, you put in all the work. And recently he's been running into ideas left, right, and center.
Yeah.
So Pramod is right.
I would certainly think so.
Then we have Kappa Jr. saying, "Hello Jan, I need a TV review. Are you familiar with Sense 8? I have not seen it. I have no clue. I'm sorry. I haven't even read a review. Like nowadays, there's so little time, so you have to really be careful what TV series you wanna start watching, because it's always an investment of like 12 hours of your time."
That's right. Levon played h6. I'm saying it with a spark of enthusiasm, but it really doesn't change a lot. Rook c7 though, because I was saying that if white manages to trade a pair of rooks, he's slightly better.
Yes, but I did not believe that statement in the first
Yes,
place.
that's true. Only if I trade a pair of rooks and can bring my king to d4, I'm slightly better.
Right. But yeah, we don't have to trade any of your rooks.
Okay, first I go rook f4.
But hang on, let's first take the pawn.
Aye, that's right.
First we take the pawn.
Then it's a force draw.
And then we take Berlin.
No, you really want...
Droish, no?
This is... no, here they can shake hands.
They might do that.
Actually, they might, yeah?
Well, they're not allowed to.
They're not allowed to.
They
might do it because they forgot.
They move repetition. But yeah, this seems like... well, I always thought it was just nothing left there.
Oh, so we saw Naka's idea, of putting the bishop on g7.
What is his idea? Knight e7?
Yeah, knight e7.
What's his point?
No, I mean, the point was to be able to go.
Future. Yeah, whatever.
Not a great point, maybe, but...
so now this bishop has some more squares.
Bishop g4, yeah?
Well, just drawing arrows.
So how... what's black's next move? Let's say bishop g... I quite like bishop g4, but also bishop d1.
Which one do you like better?
Let's try bishop g4.
Alright.
Because I'm not sure you want to move the knight too early, then...
but maybe later, no?
Later, you want to... no, I mean, I meant for black knight c6, because it allows knight d5.
Yes.
Or first this and then knight d5. It looks like a nightmare.
Oh,
But
pun
what else?
intended.
Not quite. Sorry. What else, yeah? Because bishop c6, rook f7. Is his idea after bishop g4 to play just rook f8, try to ease up on them? But then I'm in time with rook b2.
I can also pin you.
Huh?
Pin.
He played bishop g4, yeah? Ah, pin.
Pin is quite unpleasant.
Spin is very strong. No, but this whole bishop on e7, knight on f6 is so much more solid, yeah?
Yeah,
This construction.
strange construction, giving white lots of space.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. Terrible. Okay, rook... Did I just say rook f8? Bishop h4, I guess.
It's still there.
Still there, because it's the same position. Let's see, I mean, this is starting to become quite unpleasant, yeah? I mean, despite...
I think it's been unpleasant for a
No,
long
I
time.
mean, despite the clear... But earlier I felt it was just a pawn.
Yes.
Now it's unpleasant and kind of a pawn. If you catch my drift.
I don't catch it. And, by the way, I'm not sure we've mentioned this, should the game end, the tournament end in a tie for first place, which is unlikely at this point. Let's say Levon lost his game and Hikaru drew his, then there would be a blitz tiebreak this very night. 2 blitz games to determine the winner, followed by an Armageddon. But it's highly unlikely this will happen because Aronian's position is drawn and Nakamura's position is much worse at the current moment.
So here you need to trade a pair of rooks without getting too passive, yeah?
After bishop d5 he tried rook a4. He's still continuing the game a bit.
Rook b6 looks like the most sensible move. Because rook d7 at least I will take and put my rook on the b file.
You can do that, but
I mean,
should
it's nothing.
still be able to survive
Yeah, I
this
understand,
position.
but still, yeah.
But yeah, it's...
Would you like to allow it? Even h5? I think rook b6, because if we trade on b4, I will just go rook d2. Not becoming...
Pramol MVS is asking another question. How do all these players react to losses? Is anyone known to throw stuff in their hotel room? Have you heard such stories?
I heard actually from Carlsen during the candidates, right? When he lost this game in the penultimate round with white against Chucky.
Do you throw stuff?
That is the rumors, but I'm not sure.
Oh.
Generally, I think it's they're reacting well. Yeah, it's part of the job to lose.
I don't know.
Unfortunately,
I never saw it that way. It's very frustrating.
well, it could happen. Yeah, I mean, I'm part of the job in the sense that it can easily happen. Yeah, from time to time.
No, every player hates to lose, of course, but yeah, most guys, they don't have the role to destroy their whole hotel room every time you lose a game. It's not like rock stars.
Of course. And also, why would you? I mean,
that's another argument.
Yeah. Okay, let's see now. He played b5 instead. Levon Aronian, our tournament leader.
Yep, b5.
So after rook b4, he wants to play rook f6.
Do you think that is his idea?
I think so, yeah.
And if takes, he wants to go for the counter-attack?
Yes, where he's most likely.
After this, he wants to make draw.
Rook c, b3, rook f, f5.
Yes.
And they are very eager to find a repetition.
Very solid setup.
Yes, very solid.
Yeah, Levon's not going to lose his position. And yeah, I like the move b5. Just eliminating any doubt. Rook a7, rook f6.
Even worse, yeah? Actually, maybe not. It's just the same. Yeah. Naka is thinking after bishop g4.
What is he thinking about? Do you have opinions on his thought process?
Well, he's thinking probably, why did I allow bishop g4? Why is my knight not on f6?
Why do I keep playing the knight off and get out-prepared by this dude?
No, I think that he's thinking something like, next time I have to play the knight off and be better prepared.
Yeah,
because that's what he's been thinking so far. So that's the most likely scenario. I'm not sure. Maybe he's also just trying to come up with a move that doesn't lose by force.
Yeah, I don't think he's given up yet, but it's a fairly desperate situation.
Yeah,
you
but
are
okay.
a clear pawn down with slightly worse pieces.
Let's say I pause.
All right.
Not that it's very
How
easy
often? I will play...
Thing is, if you play rook b f2, I will play bishop c6. Which I couldn't before.
Okay, I will go here.
It's problematic as well.
Yes.
Very problematic.
Then
King
I will
C7.
go here.
King C7, but even bishop F2.
Also, yeah, but
It lost
it's
position.
quite hopeless, I believe.
He played knight C6. He finally decided that there is nothing better.
And if here,
94.
can I win already?
97.
I'm not sure, because bishop takes and king c8. I have not seen a mate. But I would not be too shocked if it existed. Maybe no mate, no?
Maybe
I can
no
win
mate.
the piece back, take everything on d7, but it's not really what I
Yeah, it's not really what you wanted. Actually, you won another pawn in the process, but still, it's not what you want.
want. Yeah, it might be good enough.
But
Even though
okay.
it's not what I want.
Okay, it wasn't good enough.
Nah,
I'm not
but
even sure
maybe
about
it's
that,
not even
yeah.
good enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, 8. Yeah, it's probably a draw.
Agreed.
Okay.
Let's see. Because here also the move knight c8 exists, right? No, it's ridiculous. Bishop c6, I have no. Bishop c6, knight e7.
It's a pretty bad position. I can also still do this. You probably have to go b5.
B5.
Are you happy?
B5, a4. I guess white is pressing.
White is probably pressing. There's a question about your coffee preferences. Do you like your coffee very, very thick?
Quite thick, yeah.
That is a Swedish thing, right?
It's a Swedish thing.
And you don't like milk in your coffee?
No milk, no sugar, and quite thick or quite strong.
Because I'm German, I want like 98% milk and then some drops of coffee.
Aha,
That's my approach.
no dairy
life.
products at all in the coffee.
Okay, but you're not opposed to dairy products?
Not in general, no, but in the coffee, no.
And contrary to a very popular belief, you're neither a vegan nor a vegetarian.
Yes,
right?
that's also right. Yeah.
So, just wanted to clarify.
Yes, once again. Aha, Wesley is now pushing with his king.
Push it. You managed to
it
exchange
somehow.
one pair of rooks.
Yes.
Why? Rook f4.
Excellent.
That's a bad move.
Yes, much better.
Yeah, still a draw, of course.
They already made 40 moves as well. How do you make progress?
Why would you make progress? It's a rook endgame, 4 versus 4. Let's not pretend.
I mean,
it's not gonna end in a draw.
Progress towards the draw, probably. Like how.
Simba 7 has to leave. Bye, Simba 7.
Uh-huh.
Oh, the commutator. Witty. He's saying Nils doesn't need sugar in his coffee. He's sweet enough already.
Sweet enough already.
I think it's a play on words.
It is, yeah.
And Levon plays f5. Also a good move.
Cutting the king, yeah. Okay, it's a dead draw. But you'd still take white.
There's really no buts.
No, but you take white.
Maybe rook e3 to cut off the king, no?
Yeah, that should be decent. He missed it seems. Yeah. King e3? He played king f6.
Yeah, why not?
It's a dead draw.
It shall end peacefully, which would mean that Wesley would score 9 draws.
Yes, solid performance.
Very solid. Fabiano, currently at, I believe, 7 draws and 1 loss. Could still make it to 50% land. And
with a win.
Join his 2 colleagues there. I believe all the Americans, should Fabiano win today, would end with on 50%. Oh no, that's not true. Hikaru has +2, so he would end on +1.
That's right.
I'm an expert mathematician.
You're. That's good about these super tournaments. You rarely have to count to more than 3, 4. Progress here, yeah. How do you finish?
Well, what?
How do you finish here? Black off here.
I don't know.
Kind of if I'm allowed bishop c6, king c7. I'm just much worse, huh? No, it's still terrible.
It's too wide to move. I'm gonna keep trying to make the move. Won't be able to do it.
So the question is, would you like your knight on?
Can I do this, for example?
Bishop c6.
And jump around.
King a8.
Give it to me, baby.
B takes.
Oops, sorry, not there. This is hanging. But I like the general idea of giving checkmate.
Rook b6, yeah.
Yeah, king a7.
Rook b7. Rook takes g7.
Oh, that's good enough. Not checkmate, but good
He
enough.
played 95, he played your move.
Oh, he's an excellent chess player.
He is, yeah.
Google Man is saying, seeing Nils sit that way, he does, a question comes to mind. Why do all Swedish people have that swag? The other obviously being Zlatan. You and Zlatan, the Swedes with the swag.
Yeah, I guess it comes naturally. If you're from Sweden.
So all Swedish people do have that swag.
Most.
It's not just you and
Yeah,
Zlatan.
most.
What other Swedish people are there? Could you name a few?
Can I name a few Swedish people?
We'll name some Swedish people.
I don't know. Are you Swedish? No.
No,
Just
I
got
have
116.
a Swedish. I believe I always get it wrong, and then my mom gets upset at me. Great grandmother, or great grandfather, probably great grandmother. Well, she's hard to track down because lots of Gustafsson in Sweden.
Of course, it's a common name.
Grandelius, not such a common name.
Very rare, yeah, very rare.
Are you? Is it a Swedish name?
I guess it's not another name at least.
Yeah,
I think it's
very
Swedish.
unfamiliar. Does Nils know PewDiePie?
I've heard of the person. Yeah, it's some YouTube phenomena. I think he plays video games and streams it or something like that.
Sounds good.
Something like that. Yeah,
Is he Swedish?
I think so.
Okay.
But I've never seen any of his videos.
But you know some Swedish rappers, right?
yeah. Well, I once was teaching a Swedish rapper in some chess. But yeah, what to do? Huh?
I don't know. They exchanged a pair of rooks, which Black did not have to do, but it does not look losing to me.
Looks like a draw, yeah.
Of course, it's a draw.
Looks very close to a draw. You just have to be in the square.
I would expect the game to end something like this.
Yes. Or is he contemplating to play h5 and be slightly worse?
I do not think so. John van der Waal is asking, many directors and musicians from Sweden, right? Question mark.
I guess, yeah, sure. I think nowadays we are mainly strong in this electronical music. We used to be quite strong in pop music as well.
But directors, isn't that like directors of movies?
Directors of movies.
I would guess, no?
But musicians.
Or maybe directors of orchestras or what?
No, directors. Yeah, no, I mean, Ingmar Bergman and such guys were very famous once upon a time.
Well, that's been a while, no?
That's been a while. But I still think we have some. I'm not sure about their names, but...
I've seen some Swedish movies.
Yes?
Cops. I think we've had this discussion. You were not familiar with it.
I was not familiar with Coven. I'm still not, unfortunately.
Yalla Yalla?
This I saw, some, at least parts of it.
Till Summons? I know you were.
Yeah, till Summons. I mean, I still haven't seen, unfortunately.
Sorry.
Aha, A4. Would you...
You had to go B5 because of this devastating knight
Yes.
E7. And didn't we look at this position? This looks vaguely familiar.
Bishop C6? But it's just lost. My idea was to take on D5 and play some King B7.
But I can't even stop you from taking
Yeah, but
that,
I
huh?
still play maybe Bishop D7 even.
Bishop D7.
Ay. I understand I will be 2 pawns down, but
What to do?
what to do?
Can't knock the hustle.
95?
Yeah, I can't decide.
Okay, Rook A7 takes Rook A3.
Yeah, this looks like more counterplay than you deserve.
True.
Maybe knight F5.
Knight F5 could be. 2 pawns should be enough, but Naka is very strong in this fighting part of the game.
Whoa, Sweden is hockey world champion? Ice hockey probably, yeah?
Ice hockey, yeah.
Which, congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I feel very proud for my countrymen.
I know you do. And you have Alicia Vikander.
Actress.
Actress.
Yes.
Was from the movie Ex Machina. Very good movie.
I'm sure.
It really
Sure
is.
it is.
This position is still quite drawish. Naka played bishop to h6.
Not very drawish.
Now looks quite bad.
But there is a trick. I can trap your rook with bishop h4. But bishop d2 check.
Johnny B. Love is also Swedish apparently. Because he's asking about 100-åringen. Is that the 100-year-old?
Yes.
Is that a movie?
Yes.
I haven't read the book, of course. It's the 100-year-old that jumped out of the window and
Yes,
disappeared.
exactly.
No, I haven't read the book or seen the movie. But I have seen the Millennium Trilogy. We praised Naomi Rapace yesterday.
Yes.
Did you read the 100
No, I didn't read it. And
Sorry for my
I
pronunciation.
also didn't see it. Bishop h, but what is the idea if I take on b5?
I am not 100%
Or
sure.
your idea is just
what
that you
his
have a
idea
strong
is.
knight. Some bishop g5, bishop h4, and continue very slowly.
Well, the problem is
You're 2 pawns down, yeah?
that you're missing 2 pawns. And your king is not exactly safer. Maybe it's time to...
Actually, maybe it's checkmate time. Levon suddenly starts to think for a long time. King takes g5?
Maybe he's trying to win.
With king takes.
Run! No, HG plate.
HG finally played. Well, he was trying, but he understood that he shouldn't.
And chess analyst thinks that you keep mentioning the books of Jakob Ogor, which I've heard are excellent. I've read some, they're very good, but we've gotten the message by now. Neuromancer is saying Abba still has the swag.
Okay. I have a feeling they are more popular outside Sweden than inside.
What, you guys don't love Benny and Björn?
No, we do, but kind of the hype is gone since long, and I mean, they are rarely mentioned.
I grew up with Roxette. Have you heard of Roxette?
I have heard of Roxette.
Marie Fredriksson and Per, I forgot his name. I think his name is Per.
Exactly. What's his name? Gessler.
Per Gessler.
Yes, that's
Yes.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, those were the days. In the early 90s. Join the Joyride.
Yeah, no, they were also quite popular. Per Gessler is very popular.
But then Ace of Base I was not such a big fan.
I haven't heard a lot, so I cannot really say.
But some classics like The Sign you must have heard, no? I saw The Sign.
No.
And it opened up my mind. I saw The Sign.
Maybe. It doesn't
It's
ring a
good
bell.
stuff. King D3.
Aye,
Wesley
aye.
toying around. Great. Tease. Instead of going for the pawn immediately, he plays King D3. But not King C3.
Yeah, that's very lucky.
This would lose. But King D3, he's just in time to still catch it. And Levon, not in the mood for full round, goes all the way. Maybe we should switch to the West Cam, where Wesley So agrees to draw, and that pretty much, bearing a Fabian Caruana meltdown, ensures that Levon Aronian will win this tournament.
Yes.
I won't congratulate him yet, because it would be jinxing him, with Nakamura still theoretically being able to catch him. But something very strange would have to happen.
Definitely, because Naka is 2 pawns down. For very little. I would say that he might have compensation for half a pawn. Or a bit less than half a pawn.
Yeah, but there's also the issue of his king. Speaking of half a pawn.
Half a point, you mean?
I heard this story.
What?
That they found a whale with 2 heads.
Uh-huh.
But now I'm Googling it, and I only get results from 2014.
You mean very recently they found a whale?
I heard it yesterday. Whale with 2 heads. Was it not a whale? Why are all the results from 2014? Maybe my radio is old.
Your radio is old.
Or was it a shark?
Speaking of radio, how is Radio Jan doing?
I don't know, he hasn't been very active recently, but I have a feeling he's always lurking there. It's time for a comeback.
Time for a comeback.
Two-headed shark keeps popping up. Maybe it was a hoax. I can't find anything on the internet. Oh, but there's a movie called Two-Headed Shark. Two-Headed Shark Attack. Whoa.
There's a movie?
Yes.
And you missed it?
I haven't seen it yet. I've seen many great shark movies, and I don't mean Jaws and that kind of stuff, but like Monster Shark versus Giant Octopus, for example, is a good movie.
It's a good movie, yeah.
The shark jumps out of the water and takes down a plane. It's scary stuff. And what else? Monster Shark versus Giant Alligator. So
This is quite similar, it sounds.
Yeah, they have some similarities, but they all have independent plots.
Of course. Must be completely different.
It is quite different. Hang on. Pavel Lakons Szymanski is trying to... two-headed porpoise found. It was a... I can't pronounce that word, porpoise.
Yeah.
We had, for some reason, the discussion about the two-headed porpoise yesterday, no? The porpoise and the hare? It was just one-headed.
Porpoise? It was not me. We had tortoise.
No, you were calling it the rabbit and the turtle, but
yes.
It's called the porpoise and the hare.
Porpoise,
But, so it wasn't a shark. Why did I think? It wasn't a whale. Sorry. One more. I found a picture of the... Can I bring this up? I'm sure. The newborn... I'm not sure I have the rights to share this picture with you.
Yeah.
But I found some two-headed thing. It's impressive. Rook J8 played.
Rook J8 played. Let's try to figure out.
Alright.
I'm sorry to bore you, but...
Two-headed monster on the G file.
Yes.
Is under attack. Alright, so you probably move it.
Yeah,
I like
because
to move it.
H3 is a bit sad.
Why?
Bishop H5?
Ah,
Bishop H5, Knight F6.
I thought you were going to Knight F3 check.
Yeah,
but I ignored.
yeah. Bishop H5, Knight F6 exists, yeah? Yeah. Here you give it a change maybe, but for absolutely nothing, yeah. You're still a couple of points down.
Yeah, it looks fairly hopeless.
Looks fairly hopeless, but after H3 maybe you have better moves. You have a similar move in Bishop D7, but that's not gonna do the job.
And it also runs into Knight F6.
Yes. Because at some point Bishop H4 as well, no, would come. And the mate along the A5.
Speaking of Bishop H4, why not Bishop H4?
Yeah, Bishop H4, Bishop G5. It's maybe unnecessary, I thought.
Yeah, it's too complex. Still pretty good. But
yeah,
no,
but here Bishop D7.
no need to exchange this.
Despite being 2 pawns up, you should still try to deliver mate, I guess.
No, it's because you're 2 pawns up, you should try to deliver mate.
Uh-huh. Sorry?
No, you no need to apologize.
Let's see, rook. Yeah. It's not that easy.
People are praising Fabi for his beautiful play. Mainly today, beautiful homework, though, has to be said as well.
Yes.
Because, yeah, he got this position where it was up to Hikaru to find the way to stay in the game with Rook H2. Hikaru didn't manage, and after Knight G8, I have a feeling there's already many good options. Like
Yeah, maybe even Knight A8
A5,
was
Knight A5.
maybe not the best.
Well, look fairly decent.
Look decent, but it's not impossible that other moves also existed. Yeah. h3 is likely. Yeah? After h3, I think he will play bishop d7 and give the exchange.
You think so?
I think so.
But why?
But what else? I mean, you have to play something active.
Why?
You don't just give up without a fight takes. Now some brilliant... yeah, maybe... Nah, fuck.
It's gonna be very tough.
Very tough. Maybe move the bishop. Where?
Which bishop?
Take on h3, maybe a bishop h5. No, takes.
I will take.
Ah, the bishop is hanging also.
Yes.
It's even worse.
Yes.
But then then this doesn't work at all.
That's what I'm saying.
So then after h3, but what else? Bishop g5 also doesn't look
I'm
nice.
saying 2 pawns down.
Naka has left the board.
Two-headed porpoise.
Two-headed porpoise coming at you.
Naka's back to the board. Hikaru has 5 minutes left, but this position is not really about time travel. They only have 5 moves left till the time control.
Yeah, sure.
Fabiano, due to his blitzing out the first 20 moves, also still has 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Penguin Du is saying, I listened to Michael Jackson when young. He also touched me inside.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful, Penguin. It's a play on words again.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson is a pop star.
Yes.
Long before you were born. And there were some stories that he used to molest.
I had no clue. Sounds a bit rude.
I'm not sure what happened there. But
King b7
there
play.
were some allegations.
King b7, it's not the first move you would expect. Yeah?
I wouldn't expect any moves.
I think he would resign. Giri maybe would have... Is it worse than Giri's position?
No, it's better than Giri's position. Here, something could still go wrong for white. It's unlikely, but it's not impossible.
There is even
because
something
black...
like knight e7, knight c6, right?
Yep.
Also... Rook g7, or g7, let's see.
Rook f8.
Okay, rook f8, anywhere, knight c6.
It's not very pleasant.
Take, b takes, king takes, checkmate. Very important to do the right rook.
Yeah, I was
Yes,
trying to
I
figure
asked
out.
about the checkmate with rook c1.
Yeah, that looks like a decent idea.
Looked like you have to not take, but then it's even worse, yeah? Yeah, he will most likely resign after move 40. I guess.
Sometimes you do that. You instinctively play until the time control. And
Yeah,
once you made it.
I mean, the
look
problem
around.
is that with a lot of time you cannot really see your position. Yeah, it makes you too
With little.
disgusted. Yeah. No, with a lot of
Ah,
time.
yeah,
With little time,
gotcha.
you're not in time to evaluate, so it's kind of fine. But with a bit of more time,
It's tough to look at.
yeah, very tough. Yeah.
And Hikaru's position is not a looker here, but still has to be finished. I quite like your maneuver.
It opens up, yeah, the stuff.
That
I mean, rook a2, let's say, is also incredibly promising, no?
Yeah.
Huh?
yeah, it's just
Because then I'm threatening b6.
games of
Mate.
which
In takes, I go back.
knight c3.
I can go back like that as well, yeah, even stronger.
hopeless.
Wins instantly. King b7 is strange, but what else?
Well,
yeah,
it's
it's
just
just
a
lost.
lost position.
Just a lost position.
In a bad position, there are no good moves.
That's true.
I think it's not true. In a bad position, there's still best moves normally.
Yeah. They are best, but they are not good. Yeah.
Well, they don't change the outcome. If it's lost, it's lost.
They have the biggest possibility to change the outcome.
So, since this show might be over at any moment, is there any message that you feel you need to share with the world?
No, not quite. No, it was great to be here. Do some
Pleasure to
commentary.
have you.
Yeah. Always a pleasure to team up with John.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I agree.
We should... okay, we should actually wait for the game to finish, but...
Yeah, I'm just saying.
already now we can praise Levon, I guess, for excellent play.
For excellent play, we
very
can
impressive,
praise
very impressive play throughout the tournament. Lots of ideas, lots of creativity.
Yeah, he's back. He's got his mojo back.
And very stable also.
Grandmaster Chess. All of a sudden, he just started winning every game.
Yeah.
He won Grandmaster Chess, and in this tournament, he's just dominated. He's been able to do that. He's done that regularly. He won lots of tournaments like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago.
Yes.
And then in recent times, a little less frequently, but he still dominated the Sinkfield Cup, I think, 2015.
That's right.
Was it 15?
But it happened a bit more rarely.
Yeah, he hasn't distinguished himself from his peers. He had 2 bad years, I believe, 14 and 15 mainly. But he is very much back.
Very much
the
back.
live rating list. He's where? Like number 4, number 3?
Number 4 currently.
Number 4 up 15, 2808 right there
But
with
quite,
Wesley.
yeah,
so
quite close to numbers 3 and 2.
all these guys are close. If we assume
Yes.
Caruana would win his game, Caruana would be
yeah, then he will also be
2807,
moving up.
Levon 2808, so 2810, Kramnik 2811, and Magnus 2822. Still some points ahead.
Some points, but not that much.
Absolutely no.
We will see. But it's there is some time until the next classical tournament among these guys, right?
When is the next classical tournament? They are playing Leuven and Paris, or a lot of them, but that's just rapid tournaments, right?
Yes.
The Grand Chess Tour, I
Yes.
think. Then what do we
I
have?
don't know.
Dortmund.
Yeah,
We might
Dortmund
have
is
some.
someone playing or not.
I'm not quite sure.
97 played Rook F8.
Back on.
Yeah. Should we have just... okay, we mentioned already 97, Rook F8, and now Knight C6.
Yeah, there's nothing left to talk about. Joe Shovey is asking Nils, what is your next tournament?
I will play the Nordic Championship, Nordic Zonal Tournament, starting in about a week, a bit more, 10 days.
And you can qualify for the World Cup.
I can qualify for the World Cup, and I hope to do so.
Because why should Nordic countries not have 2 chances to qualify for the World Cup?
Yeah, when all others have won, I mean, it's very fair
Everybody
that
else
we
has
have 2.
won too, so you should get at least 2.
We are a bit nicer than the rest, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's... but I think they will at some point do something about the system to even it up, I think.
To even it up.
I mean, either...
I was arguing for have the Swedish champion also participate in the World Cup. So.
Yeah, maybe it makes sense. No, but I think they will either get more zonals or get rid of them. Like in the European zone, let's say.
Anyway, we of course wish you the best of luck
Thank
in
you,
the
thanks.
Nordic Championship, which happens to collide with the Norwegian Championship, so
Yes, very...
your closest rivals will not be playing.
Probably not, no. It's very close to the world teams as well, I guess, at the moment, where some Norwegians are playing. Anyway. Yeah.
No pressure, but
will
if you
see.
don't win that one.
Yeah, we will see who's there. Should Naka now play the move Rook B4? No, he should definitely not.
This happened. Yeah, Knight C6 takes and King takes. At least there's currently no Rook C2 or Rook C1 checkmate.
There is a move like Bishop F2, yeah?
There is such a move, but
There-
Fabiano must have some direct follow-up in mind.
Yeah, but Bishop F2, I mean, it threatens mate, no? This also threatens mate.
Bishop D2 check, maybe.
Yes, King takes, Rook takes, King C3.
Selfmate.
Yes. No, but he played Bishop F2 immediately, of course.
That is a better move. His point is he wants Rook B6 and if King C5.
Yeah, he also might just
or
take
he
on
wants to
D4.
do this.
Take on D4. It's a decent next move.
Yeah, but this is also decent.
That's decent. But then King C7?
Um,
Up.
Perpetual, yeah?
Perpetual. Okay, it's nice. I mean, draw.
It's not bad.
But even better maybe to try to... now he will... but you cannot take on g5. Bishop e6 maybe.
Still some winning chances.
Bishop e6. I mean, either he will take an f2 with the rook and then resign, or he will resign immediately. Those are the two options.
You don't believe in any other options? Because let's actually show the mate here. You can just take.
Yes.
And there's still no way out, Puff Daddy and the family. Just game over. The knight shall also not move because of this.
Well, knight f3 check. If you take, I have a square.
But I might not take.
Yeah, then it's unpleasant again.
Very unpleasant.
No, only move to not get mated immediately is to take an f2, but then you might as well resign.
There's some Alien Covenant discussion. I heard it's very formulaic and sort of boring. Oh my god, unexplored planet. Oh, Alien. Oh, Alien will eat all of us, one at a time. Excitement. So I'm not gonna watch it. Why not do something else with your franchise, Ridley Scott? Bishop f2.
Someone is mentioning the move d5.
d5.
But I guess the simplest by far is to take on d4 and actually give check on b6.
On b6.
And then take
We could also go after the bishop.
Yeah, that's...
I'm quite materialistic.
That was what I was trying to do.
Ah, that check.
Yeah, no, he took, sacrificed.
And rook f8 check.
Yeah, dangerous counterattack.
Not really.
King g2 resigns, or...
King g2 looks quite solid, no? This bishop is controlling the
Problem
knight.
is, I mean, he will play, maybe even he will trade rooks with rook b8.
There's nothing to talk about. Bishop e3, rook f1.
But they played more than 40 moves and he still hasn't resigned.
He's not forced to.
Puzzling.
What will you play here? Rook a2, rook a1, rook f1?
I would play rook
b8.
Rook b8 I would play for sure.
For sure. And after check, will you go to h1 or g3?
To g3.
And would you try to checkmate here?
I will try to checkmate. I would.
No further questions.
No further questions, Judge.
Yeah, it's not much to hope for.
Not much.
Ain't nothing to talk about. Maybe we can talk it out. Into the Gloam is asking if Anish Giri's resignation was a little premature. I don't think it was. It was just over.
Yeah. I would not have resigned in that position. But on the other hand, I'm not sure what I would have done instead. Rook b8 played.
Yeah. And this is another position where resignation would not be premature. Because this is just one check and takes.
Well, you give the check, yeah.
The h-pawn will be
this
quite
one you
problem.
definitely don't play at all. Then you resign.
So you either give the check or not. Let's go.
From now on, it will always be either play the only move or resign. Two options.
Yeah, but it's only one check.
Yeah, but okay. But the problem is king h1, king g3. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
It's hard to go wrong. Fabi looks quite relaxed.
Maybe too relaxed.
I don't think he's too relaxed.
Yeah, but okay.
So that means Mr. Caruana would make it back to 50%.
Yes.
Pramod MVS, who I'm always very friendly to, saying, I will miss Jan's commentary for some time. When will he return? When will be the return? I don't know yet. I gotta study stuff. Maybe we'll do something for Dortmund, maybe the World Cup. I don't really know what the schedule is.
World Cup is quite far, no?
I don't know, things September or what is it?
But it's actually mid-June.
Yeah, time flies when you're talking about chess. But I'll be back. Don't you worry. Or do worry.
So, judging by the facial expressions, he will resign, yeah?
He does take on b8. He
Why
does not feel like
do you take
calling it a day yet. But Caruana does recapture. d5. Well, there's not that much to hope for, really.
You will give a check now, I guess.
I don't know. Would you try to grab that pawn with rook c8?
Yes, why not?
That's a fair point. Rook c8, king d6. Maybe he spotted some stalemate trick somewhere. No, it's hard to picture with all these pieces. Maybe now is the time to resign. No, king e7. Where is your trick, Hikaru?
He's still fighting, eh?
Not really. Rook d7 check.
Rook d7 check.
Very precise to create a passed d-pawn there. Into the Gloam is saying, Jan, let's do some banter blitz soon. Yeah, we'll do some banter blitz next week for sure. King f6, e d5.
Now he's thinking.
It's hard to think of a last trap. The most positional way to play, I think, is to give up this pawn and then bring the king.
Yes.
With a perfect blockade on the dark squares, but it won't be enough.
He did it.
He played e4, yeah? Fabiano must also be thinking, what is going on? Do you know 2800?
Is it rude to play on?
No, I don't think it matters. The only rude thing is to spend lots of time, like spend an hour thinking about your next
that's
move.
rude, yeah. But
To blitz up some moves, like why
Well,
not?
why not? Yeah, but okay.
Fabiano's raising his eyebrows. He's wondering, if I blunder my rook, am I still winning? Probably not yet.
Not yet, but okay. Yeah. Let's see.
Lots of tough choices. d6, knight b5.
Might be some tricks.
Only you want to put your rook far away.
Yeah.
Played h4. This is the typical device if your opponent has a stronghold on the dark squares and your pieces are on the light squares. Sometimes you need to put something on the dark square to break down the blockade.
Sure.
And this is the worst fortress I've seen since these three little pigs built their stray houses.
That's probably right. Even if you go to opposite colored bishop, and then you're still easily winning.
Yeah, probably you won't. Knight b5 plate, h5, knight
Knight
d6 maybe.
Yeah, no,
King f3
King
looks
f3
interesting.
looks... Mainly for white, this is interesting. Not so interesting for black. Let's see. Yeah, but he's playing very fast, Naka, at least.
Yeah, no, I think you can resign whenever you like, as long as you're playing fast. If you spent an hour here, it really feels like
Yeah, or even 10 minutes.
you're wasting time. Choshovi is saying the big bad wolf is coming. I'm not sure if Fabiano does not strike me as a big bad wolf type.
Definitely not, yeah.
Even though he's probably watched the music video Big Bad Wolf more than once, which I highly recommend. Have you seen that video?
No
very
idea.
good.
No idea what you're talking.
It's a good song too. Big Bad Wolf. Big
Okay.
Bad Wolf. I think those are the lyrics. Big Bad Wolf.
He's a bit confused.
I don't think he's that confused. He's just not used to this level of resistance.
Yeah, this level of this longevity of the resistance. But I mean, he's trying to come to terms with his loss. Yeah, like delaying it a bit, just to get used to the thought. Yeah.
Wondering what went wrong. Why do I keep getting out prepared in this stupid night of
Sure.
that kind of thing?
What should I wear for the prize giving?
Yeah, I don't think that
Probably
concerned
that.
with that.
No, he's probably more concerned with why he's always losing in the night of.
Yeah. Let's do a very brief recap of the round.
Yes.
Draw in Kayakin MVL, even though it looked like MVL had every right to play on, especially in this position, to go f5, rook e3, e4. And it looked like he could only be better. Instead, he took on d5, and a move repetition was found.
Yes.
Wesley So did his usual risk-free, mild pressure thing, but Levon Aronian withstood it. He had firmly made a draw, which means Liv and Aronian currently, I believe, 100% sure to win this tournament, even though it's not official. It's going to be very hard
very close to 100%.
for Nakamura to catch him, because let's imagine that Fabi blundered all the 3 of his pawns and his rook. The position would still be a dead draw.
Yes.
But if he blundered the bishop as well, he might lose. Even though many Grandmasters have not been able to check.
Yes, Naka would be able.
I think he can do that. I can do that.
Yes.
Anish Giri lost in 20 moves today to Vladimir Kramnik. Interesting opening, or well, offbeat opening by Kramnik. This move castle is very rare here. They normally go b3 or c3. After castles, Giri picked up the gauntlet, went c4, bishop e2, b5. But Kramnik was better prepared, b3, knight c3, and in the ensuing mess, Anish did not make it out alive. King f8 or a bad side. g6, I believe, just ends the game after e4.
Yes.
Too many enemy, and Giri just resigned here. Knight f7, knight g6, all kinds of things looming. It's no hope, really. What else is there? Vichy Anand against Magnus Carlsen. Was Magnus much worse out of the opening?
He was slightly worse, for sure. He didn't equalize, that's clear. But how much? Maybe not as much as we thought during the game.
Yeah, somewhere around here, Vichy seemed to have a good position.
Yeah, maybe this d4 is actually debatable, though very natural looking.
Some move queen c2 to prepare it, queen b3, queen d2.
Yeah, any move.
Black pieces are just worse than the white pieces.
Even so, yeah, knight f7, knight g5 comes, but...
Yeah, still unpleasant.
Yeah, also after d4, white is still a bit better.
For sure. And here...
Here was the big point, yeah, when he allowed this queen g3, creating eternal compensation for the pawn.
Yeah, we should
have played king h2.
But
even if you play h5, h4, you lost the clear tempo.
Sure.
I mean, it's debatable whether there is any. I mean, how big the winning chances are, but they exist for sure, even if they are slight.
Yep.
After allowing queen g3, it's no chances at all.
So that game ended peacefully a little later. This game is still going on.
Yeah. That's it for the other games. This game, but we should maybe recap the game. Oh, we should wait.
Now Hikaru is taking a long look at the position. Yeah, that is a
bit
a little strange. You will lose 100% of the time. It's just...
Naka doesn't... I mean, Fabi doesn't look very impressed. But on the other hand, it's hard to be upset when you're winning. Yeah? I mean, you have no reason to complain.
Of course. It's not a big deal. And also everybody has their own theories on proper chess etiquette, resigning and so on. I think anybody can resign whenever you want.
Yeah, sure.
But I'd be slightly annoyed if I was Fabi that, yeah. If you have to sit there for half an hour now, like, what's the point?
Sure, there is no point, but on that one, yeah. So it's the last round, no reason. So you don't have to hurry back preparing for your next game.
You never know what Fabi has to do. He could very well. I don't know.
But he probably didn't plan to
talk to Rustam.
Yeah, but he probably didn't make plans. I mean, because he could easily have played a couple of more hours. Yeah.
That is true.
Still, somewhat strange.
Oh, I still have coffee.
Excellent.
Hikaru just does not want the tournament to be over.
No, he wants
shaking his head.
He wants to keep on playing chess. Yeah.
He saw something he doesn't like in the position. He's calculating some mating attack with king to f4, knight e3 check, but it's not gonna work.
Yeah, very close to.
Let's say king f4, probably h6, knight e3 check.
Maybe king h1.
King h1, king f3, h7, knight g4.
Maybe you should take the bishop first.
Yeah, you might have to, yeah, because if you
mess
around for too long, like, who knows what could happen. Still nothing happening.
Still nothing happening.
No, I can't even construct a checkmate.
Yeah, no, it's very resignable, definitely.
Let's go full screen again.
Let's go full screen. He's not looking at the board.
Fabi seems reasonably certain that he will win this position.
Yeah. But okay, now he already spent some time. Yeah, it's a bit.
That's what I'm saying. This is a bit.
As long as he kept playing moves.
And Fabi, he doesn't want to get up from the board because you expect your opponent to resign in such a position.
Yeah, exactly.
When you expect your opponent to resign, you don't want to stay at the board. So sometimes the way to make him resign would be to go for a little walk.
You think so?
Because I don't think Hikaru's calculating very hard here.
He's not thinking about the position at all.
Coming to terms with.
He will make one more move quickly and then resign. Most likely.
Yeah. It's hard to come up with a plan here.
A plan? I mean, okay.
I'm in Hamburg. That seems to be a topic in the chat. But while we're waiting for the inevitable resignation, chatsters, this is your last chance to ask Nils Grandelius, the Swedish #1, the strongest Swedish player since Ulf Andersson. Anything you want to ask him. Well, we might not read it out if it's impolite. Because Nils is a very polite human being.
I am.
So be nice. Why are you so polite?
Why not? Makes sense, yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Why not?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Probably does make sense.
For how long has he been sitting there now?
I don't know. Fabi's also
Fabi getting slightly bored.
I think
yeah?
Fabi should get up. I think that's the correct move here. Go for a walk. Like if he wants to resign, let him resign. Maybe Hikaru just wants to resign without having to shake Fabi's hand.
But
maybe he's waiting.
You have to shake your hands.
Well, you don't have to insist. You can just get up, have your opponent stop the clock, take it from there. Kappa Jr. is wondering, what's the evaluation without the white rook? It's a draw.
It's a draw, yeah. It's a fairly easy draw for both. It's a dead draw, actually.
Gustav Chatterjee #1 asks, do you play video games, Nils?
No. No, I do not, no. At least very, very, very rarely.
Taylor Manor says, I'd love to see Nils on the show again. You work very well together, and his laugh is amazing. Thank you, Taylor Manners. I agree, of course. Happy to have you back. And Pramod MVS says, politics don't make sense, being polite makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe an attempted wordplay there from Pramod.
Probably.
Time to always one is asking, where's Peter? Peter, I'm guessing you mean Peter Svindler, did the first 6 rounds, then he disappeared in the middle of the night, claiming, I'm leaving, I'm going to Siberia. But he does have the excuse that he's going to play the World Team Chess Championship with Russia. Does it start today? Tomorrow? I don't know.
Tomorrow,
I don't know.
think.
But they had to go a little early to get acclimated and all that kind of stuff.
But okay, yeah. We will see.
Has Nils studied Ulf's game, the Bogo Indian?
I have, yes. He played a very solid line.
Yes, very nice. Bishop b4, take d5.
Yes, and draw.
Yes.
A lot of draws he made there. Many draws. It's a nice line.
Yeah, Hikaru. Maybe Hikaru thinks, poor commentators didn't get a lot of content today. And Jan likes to talk about movies for the last 3-4 hours. So let's just sit there until I run out of time. I still have 38 minutes to make it.
Do you think he will be long less than half an hour when the game ends?
And that's a good question. Could very well be. Prince of Estonia. Are you really the Prince of Estonia? Says, if white changes his rook for black bishop or black knight, is this still a win? If you take the bishop, it's an easy win. If you change the rook for the knight, then it depends, but it's still winning, I believe, yeah. Yeah, there's no fortress. With opposite color bishops and 3 pawns, you're winning. How do we do that?
Is this winning? Yeah, it should be.
I think it's just winning.
It should be just winning.
You bring the king. And if black tries to block you here, we go here. Whatever.
And then the king will run to b6 and b7.
Get some work done. This is a lousy explanation. I think I should go the other way with the king now.
Why?
I don't know. It's winning.
Well, this way is fine, I think.
But I will stop you.
How? Now if I make a waiting move?
Yeah, that's very unfair. This Zugzwang situation is kind of tough to deal with. Manimoy is asking, can we expect Nils will have a new hairstyle next time he comes back?
I would say most likely yes.
A new hairstyle, what do you mean? So if you just get a haircut and it's shorter, is that a new hairstyle?
I don't know. If it is, then because I'm not really intending much else.
Yeah, Hikaru keeps doing this. I haven't seen this happen very often. Actually.
It's rare, yeah, because it's...
Because you're also not doing yourself any favors, yeah? Like, just resigning.
Yeah. Because now, to make 15 very fast moves, it takes 5 minutes in total. That's fine, yeah. But he's been sitting there for some 15 minutes already, yeah?
Maybe you're listening to the show and you heard me say, you can play on as long as you like,
yeah,
as long as you don't think forever or
yes.
don't make a move. That's the only thing you can do to upset your opponent. So you thought, okay, this guy Fabi, it's been a thorn in my side for a long time.
He has,
coming here from Italy to play for the same team as me, and now he wants to beat me in the bishop g5 Najdorf. What's going on there? Let's make him wait. I'm making up stuff, just in case you were wondering.
We will see, yeah.
Maybe it's his contract with Red Bull that there has to be at least 5 hours of screen time for the Red Bull bottle, or let's say 4 hours. And today, the round hasn't been very long, eh? They're only 3.5 hours.
But it's getting longer, yeah? Yeah.
Is this Fabi's angry face? He's looking somewhat like... He should get up. His mistake is he's not getting up. He has to get up.
Maybe.
And then Hikaru will stop the clock.
But really, he shouldn't have to get up also, yeah?
Yeah, but you have to make the best of this situation.
Yeah, sure.
Fabi's studying what's on the water bottle. That's his way to express. This position holds no more secrets for me.
Yeah.
And there he goes. He finally does leave the board. But he stays within striking distance. That's also a mistake. You have to go away. And yeah, he's figured it out. So that leaves us with...
Only Naka, yeah?
Hikaru Nakamura, self-loathing, who played a fantastic tournament no matter what he does today.
He still played very well. He shouldn't be that...
cruising.
Yeah? Is it his first loss in the tournament?
I think it is, yes. I'm pretty sure.
So maybe he didn't lose in a while. He has to get used to it.
Yeah.
Still, he had time to get used to it.
Absolutely. When I beat Nakamura with the black pieces in 22 moves, I did not expect him to resign. So I was just walking around, and then I came back to the board, and the clock was stopped. It was a thinly veiled brag.
Well, yes.
While when I beat Fabiano, he was very correct. All class. He resigned. Took my hand.
Sure.
Very pleasant. But then he beat me twice. Hikaru also, actually. There's absolutely nothing I can complain about. I'm just trying to brag about my victories.
I got the point, yeah.
You got the idea.
Ago, yeah.
Some time ago, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to brag about? Or does your polite, mild-mannered persona not allow you to be braggadocious?
Yeah, I will not brag. Yeah, I think there's no need.
Why is there no need? Who will do your bragging for you if you don't do it yourself? This, by the way, is not the position on the board, in case you were wondering. It's this, which is better.
Even better, yeah? You will see. Should we go through the game a bit, or...?
Nah.
Should just wait.
Well, yeah, why not, actually? They played a line that has been seen before, very sharp, and Fabiano came armed, played this novelty rook g1.
Yes.
We don't have a lot of computer prep here.
But rook h7.
Rook h7 seemed to be a possibility.
Yes.
Hikaru played knight c6, along with rook g7, and after some sharp moves blitzed out by Caruana, who obviously still knew this.
Yes.
They got this endgame where the evaluation seems to depend on this very direct line. Rook f8. Black has some ideas. Apparently this might hold.
Probably he's holding, yeah. Even to take on e4 maybe, or not.
I don't know.
No, doesn't work. Knight g4 is better.
Yeah. And possibly black holes would need more study. But it doesn't really matter, because you're happy to get your opening idea in once. And of course there's ways to mathematically.
He will never play rook g1 again.
No. But it's not the first time that he has out-prepared Hikaru, even in the Najdorf.
No, even in the bishop g5.
He's not happy about it. Still, yeah, I've not seen anything like this. I've seen people like leave the board and not resigning, letting the time run out, but to sit there, it's normal to spend a little time before resigning to compose yourself. But normally not in a position like this.
No.
Would have been normal, let's say, somewhere where is a normal position to resign? Somewhere around here, or after rook b8.
Rook b8, it makes the most sense.
Yeah, here it could be okay to take like 5 minutes, make sure there's nothing to be done,
and then resign
and go home.
No, rook takes b8 is a very surprising move. Yeah.
Yeah, because this is 1,000 out of 1,000 times White will win this.
Yes.
But even blitzing out some moves is fine. Then just, it's very surprising that he's taking so much time.
Yes, definitely.
Now
he's looking at the board again. Yeah, he didn't look for 10 minutes.
He looked up a bit. Maybe Fabiano will jump and sit at the board, expecting resignation. But no, Fabiano seems to be done with that. Which is a normal behavior. Normally you wait a bit at the board if your opponent wants to resign, but then if he's going to think forever, you have no obligation to sit there as well.
Of course. But it's quite empty there, yeah.
And Shacho is saying, maybe he's hoping that Caruana gets a heart attack because he's so angry at Nakamura. Yeah, if you use that logic, of course, something could happen.
Yeah, but it's unlikely.
But it's not very likely.
Now he played a move.
And he's made a move. Bishop to f6 after lengthy contemplation. He allows the d-pawn to advance a bit. But maybe Fabi will seize that chance, no?
Probably, yeah.
Push it. It's very hard to spoil this.
It's very hard because you can... Yeah, it's a blunder. I mean, it's... Yeah. Yeah, it's very strange. Strange behavior.
What is the rudest thing you've ever done over the chessboard? Have you ever done anything?
Not sure.
Not sure?
Not a lot of things.
Did you maybe? Did you maybe once touch a piece without saying Jadoub?
No, this I do quite often.
Oh.
I mean, not touch. I mean, like
accidentally, yeah.
Yeah, shadowing it.
I see. D6, knight e5, bishop to f5 has been played. White's chances are still quite intact.
He's still making. I mean, at least after such a long think, you play one
here
more
comes
move.
The knight again.
Yeah, here comes the knight. But rook e8, d7.
There's many ways to.
Many interesting moves for White. h6 would bungle it, yeah.
Maybe.
Very surprising stuff.
Yeah. So h6 might be one way to ruin it.
King, yeah, sure.
But probably it won't happen. And Fabiano decides to bravely sacrifice the exchange.
I would have played rook e8, but it's a matter of taste.
Probably king takes f6. Shall be played?
Yes.
No. How does he want to do it?
d7.
Plays d7, forcing king e7.
But maybe.
Then maybe he wants to push his h pawn.
You're getting closer to the.
To what?
The game yesterday.
Yeah, it's quite similar to yesterday's position, but a better version for White.
Probably better, yeah. Yeah.
So close.
So close, but at some point, yeah.
At some point, enough is enough. Do you think Hikaru has another long...
He resigned.
No, he doesn't
wow.
resign.
Already?
Is enough.
He just won the exchange.
He just wanted Fabi to finish the game.
Okay.
So what do we do now? First of all, we want to congratulate Levon Aronian.
Yes.
Another very impressive tournament victory. Levon on fire. Back-to-back victories versus Magnus Carlsen, Vladimir Kramnik with the white pieces. Then black victory versus the vice world champion Sergei Kayakin. No losses. Impressive stuff by Levon Aronian. Congratulations.
Yes, congrats. Very impressive. And
then let's try
cross table
to bring up the final standings. I might fail at that, but I'll try.
You fail. No.
There is this fly in the studio that's been following me around. So here we go. Please give your personal opinion on every player and their character.
Character?
Yes.
No, Aronian was a great character. He won in very convincing style. Undefeated, 3 wins. Excellent tournament. Naka had 2 wins, which is good. But of course he
One loss, which is...
Yeah, of course he lost today, which... I mean, it's an unpleasant end to an otherwise fantastic tournament. So he should... But mainly, when he comes home, he will be happy, I guess. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Last game normally stays with you.
Yeah,
so
sure. He will be. I mean,
tournament.
today he will be upset, and tomorrow. But when he comes home, he will realize that it was, in fact, quite a nice tournament.
But I think for your happiness, it's much better to score 5 out of 9, but lose early and then win the last.
Sure. But still, anyway. Kramnik, also 5 out of 9, but 2 losses, which for him is a bit much.
3 wins, which
3 wins
nice.
is great. Yeah. Now, he will curse himself for the game yesterday, like the way he overpressed.
Right.
Has to be said that Maxime was fighting very well, but it's a position that black shouldn't really be able to lose at all. Fabi, 50%. He lost quite a bad game to Anand, or a game in which Anand played very well. And then today's game, it was basically just preparation, and which is not not bad in itself. I mean, it was impressive preparation and quite a clinical finish. So, but I guess he was hoping for more than 50% in such a field.
Right.
Wesley was also hoping for more, but also possibly quite content with a solid tournament.
Well, the thing with Wesley, or at least the narrative has been, he normally doesn't mind to make a draw against the other world-class players, and he won't take a lot of risks. But if you take any risks against him, you're likely to get punished.
Yes, or if you're having an off day. Because even a game like today, I mean, he doesn't take any risks. It's going to be a draw with normal play. But if you start to, I mean, it's not like it's completely drawn.
Sure.
You have to play quite well to hold, of course. Anish, well, I think he should be happy with his tournament. I mean, today was a bit not that impressive, but on the other hand, some other things were very impressive. Like, he completely crushed MBL, and also, what was his other win? It was...
I can't remember anything. Especially Anish wins. Like,
it was white against Anand. It was also quite nice.
Absolutely.
Against Vision. No, I think he showed that he definitely belongs in this company. Which we already knew, but still. Maxime, I guess Maxime and Vachier, they are both slightly... disappointed by the outcome. -1, no catastrophe, nothing terrible, but I mean, they were of course hoping for more. Magnus should, I mean, he actually managed to win a game in the end, so that's something. But for the rest of the tournament, I mean, he really has to go home and think about his form.
Yeah, the good thing is it's not a far way home.
It's not so far home, but
short flight from Stavanger to Oslo.
Short flight, but he will, because it's not the first tournament in which his form has been.
No, he's been out of shape for quite a while now. There's some speculations, but let's not get into them today.
He will have to speculate himself now. And then Sergei Kayakin, -2.
Yeah, not a great showing.
From a very good position against Magnus, and probably he was better against Levon as well.
That's the thing, like, he wins a game against Magnus, he's 50%, beat the world champion, all good. Margins are very small here.
Yeah.
But
-2, I mean, not terrible, but subpar, definitely.
For sure. that
concludes it, yeah?
let's have a look at all of our camps if anybody's still lurking.
Nope.
No lurkers. That means we are done for the day and for the tournament. I would like to thank, of course, Nils for helping out the last 3 rounds. Been a pleasure. Our boy Peter Svidler, who has been fantastic as always. The first 6 rounds then went to the World Team Championship. The good people at Chess24 behind the scenes, of course, the organizers of this tournament. Without the organizers, there would be no tournament to talk about. And yeah, we're very happy that we got an arrangement that allowed us to show video from on site, which of course is sad for you guys because sometimes I'm not even on screen, which I understand. Devalues the show a little bit. But what to do?
Yes.
Then I want to thank everybody I forgot, the players, players. That's it. Thank you
very much.
Chess24 viewers and people in the chat for contributing, for going premium, for helping us to keep the lights burning in this studio so we can afford this beautiful green screen. Consider going premium if you enjoy these live shows and also if you want to improve your chess, because there's lots of video series out there by the likes of Vachier-Lagrave, Peter Svidler, Artur Jesper, Mark Dvoretsky, mainly Jan Gustafsson, that's the good stuff. Who You Fun, many others. Matthew Sadler has a good series. I'm forgetting lots of people. But yeah, check it out if you want to. Nils, you want to say hi to anybody in Sweden?
No, I'm good.
No one at all?
No one. No, and I would also like to thank everyone involved for a great opportunity and great fun, I have to say, to be here. And hopefully there will be many more.
You literally have to say it. It is in the contract, which
Yes.
I made you sign before. You have to praise.
But hopefully many more times. Yeah. And, see you around.
Bye, everybody.